Hey, you guys, what's going on? It's me again. To say hello again to all of my friends. Here's what we have to do today. Y'all, if you didn't have a childhood, if you didn't watch Barney. Oh, let me see. Oops. I'm glad to know that the sound is working. Oh my gosh, I missed you guys. Okay, we are here today. Oh. Hey, Sonera, girl, what's going on? In your neck of the woods. You are here bright eyed, early, and bushy tailed, okay? I want to get into some things. Okay, we're going to get into some things because I feel like people be lying when they be talking about they don't go through cell phones and all that other stuff. I have my own little theory when it comes to that, okay? I have my own little theory. How's everyone? Everyone is well. Okay, I'm everyone. How are you guys doing? I can't even I missed you guys last week. I missed you guys. I can't even remember what day of the 30-day thing that I'm on, but I know I'm past that. Hasn't been 30 days, but I've been just not keeping track. I was like, listen, but I'm gonna tally it up. And so far so good. YouTube over there, say hello, YouTube. Hey, teacher. Hey, how are you? Hey, Andre. How's it going? I missed you guys last week. It was like, oh, it was a week. I was like so exhausted. And I think, okay, we might call in today. I think I'm gonna put the link there anyway, just in case. And if you get the link, you know what to do with the link. But I'm doing well. How are you, Sonera and Andre? How is your guys' week going? What's up with y'all? As I get up here and get this thing together. It's Wednesday. Oh my goodness, y'all. I have so much to say, but I don't know where to begin. We had those crazy storms. Yes. Hey, Facebook. And make sure you guys share the show and give me a heart and a thumbs up when you get here. And if you're watching the show on YouTube, say hello and give the video a thumbs up for me over there. Um, and we had this storm. Now, it said that we're supposed to get storms all the way from today up until Saturday, but we will see. So far, so good. It's been pretty quiet. Not too much. I'm getting hot again. Let me see. All right, get my little airy on. You say it's going. It's going. Yeah, it's going. We had that storm, y'all. I didn't have any power. Oh my goodness. Um, that was a fiasco. That was a fiasco. And then I did see, let me see, I'm gonna pull it up on Instagram. I did just see where I went to that dinner in Blanc, Baltimore. I did see on Instagram, y'all, where they posted this like um I guess this advertisement on their page or whatever. I was like, it did not look like this. Why are they lying to the people? Well, I didn't want to be petty, but the image from on there is definitely from earlier in the day before people got there. Like when it was just a little people there, y'all. Let me see. I was like, they lying so bad. This thing did not look like this. Look at me. We're sharing early. I was like, this did not look like this. And I was like, it's funny how they chose the footage from when they chose the footage from, let me show y'all before guys started. But you always, hey Benita girl. But you always like to try to oops, where's my mouse? My mouse is frozen. Now my mouse is trying to act up. Forgive me. I guess I wasn't supposed to be talking about these. I guess I wasn't supposed to be talking about these people event. My mouse still got jammed up. But when you see yourself inside of something, I did see my little head in the video. um, but I was like, this did not look like this. This had to be early on because this was not that. Okay. I did see this lady, but you guys, but I'm glad they posted it because it's like you can tell that I wasn't lying in the review that I did because everybody didn't have on all white. Some people had on ivory. You see, some people had on off white and things like that. So it was, it was, yeah, it's the lie for me. I was like, oh my goodness. I was there doing like a little bit of that part. I was definitely there doing the waving of the thing. But I was like, they is lying. So it looks, oh, pause. See, I'm right there. You might like I said, I'm that little dot right there with that blonde bush. You know how we like to find us, like, where we at? I'm that little blonde bush right there. I don't even know if y'all can see it, but I'm right there. So this was around about like six o'clock ish right here. But outside of that, I was like, why is they lying? Let me see if we get a little clue. That was like, why is they lying to the people? Okay. But let's get into some stuff as you guys are saying hello to one another. Now, I'm happy to be here though. Andre, you said your week is going. I hope that it's going good. Oh my gosh, Sanera, so your lights blinked. That was all. So this is crazy. So mine's blinked at first and then they came right back on. And then somehow, after that, um, oop, and then somehow after that, they ended up like getting turned off. Like right after. It was just a mess. They ended up going off, So and all of my family didn't have any power. So that was like, yo. Um, but yeah. All right. So what do we want to get into first? What do y'all want to get into first? Okay. We're going to, privacy versus transparency in these relationships because listen, Big Tigger was out here. Now, I don't know. One thing for sure, two for certain, that I will never tell somebody that they are not a victim. Okay, I will never tell anybody. I don't victim shame. That's not something I do. I know that us here, I was saying as Americans, but people, we are quick to victim shame. We are quick to make an assumption or say what happened, and I think that it's cool sometimes when it's for open conversations such as like this, or when you're doing it, whatever the case may be, and just saying your thoughts. But when you really get attached and you are attacking victims or saying this didn't happen, I don't know. I have yet to figure out where that came from. Like, how do we get into the somebody saying that something or someone did something to them, or we see these things happen, and it's like, no, it didn't, you're lying. And it's like, were you there? So I'm not really big on the victim shaming thing. You know what I mean? Yes, share the show. But what I did find to be a little crazy and just like shaking my head is because people have already begun to reenact the incident between Big Tigger and his wife. Have y'all seen them reenactments online? I was like, you know what? People are just crazy, insensitive. It's just too much. We definitely do find a way to laugh when it comes to different things. And I totally get that. Then we have the young man that went missing. Well, he ain't missing, child. He passed away. I don't know how that story is going to go. I don't know what's going to come from that story. What do you guys think? I did see some people who comment like on the post and just different conversations that was going on online where people were like, stop allowing your kid to be the only Black kid in the group, this, that, and the third. So it made me think of a question. And it was like, so are we to teach our children like, wouldn't that be considered teaching them racism? You know what I mean? Like, because I've had white friends growing up, still do have some, whether we haven't seen or spoken years. Like, I've had some really cool white people, a white little girl taught me how to swim. You know what I mean? When I was coming up. And then one of my good little best friends Cassie, she was white, her whole family, and her mother. And to me, they was like, um, I don't want to say, sorry, I shouldn't have did that. That was bothering me. I don't even want to, they didn't act black. They were white, but my white homegirl mother, she ain't play. Like, she was all the shade. Miss Jenny, rest her soul, she ain't play. She'd cuss you out. She'd go off, wasn't really scared of anybody, didn't really take too much, nothing out for anybody. So I didn't really have too many bad experiences, friends wise with white people. I didn't. Um, but I have encountered racism as a child and an adult. But I have never, even my daughter, she has white friends too. She got all kind of friends. She got African friends, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Nigerian. She's like a little melting pot. White friends, and I've never told her, like, don't befriend white people or don't be the only one this. For my thing with her has always been, you watch everybody. I never narrowed it down to a race. You feel me? Like, you guys let me know. Andre said, I agree, but once seeing the video, it shed a different light. Okay, so we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Because I feel like even sometimes when it comes to videos, Andre, I feel like sometimes you have to see in certain situations, you gotta see the beginning. It'd be like, where's the beginning of this video? Y'all ever see a video and it's like, where's the beginning of this video? Like, for instance, when Diddy, was drop kicking Cassie, right? I ain't gonna lie, it was like, yo, I want to see the video from the room. What was in the room? You feel me? But I just never taught her to stay away from white people. I was, like I said, I was around white people. White person taught me how to swim. So I don't really, I know that things and stuff exist. I know that race is like a touchy topic for some people and all that. It ain't really touchy for me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you come in here and you want to be touchy, then this and certain conversations may not be the conversation for you, because we laugh, we have fun over here, and we just be real. You know what I mean? So with something like that, with some of the things that I've seen online, I'm just like, let me come here and talk to you guys about it, because it's like, are we supposed to teach our children to be wary of white people, or do we just teach our children to be wary of friends in general and people in general? What y'all think? What y'all think? Because I kind of feel like if we do that, then we are doing what they do. You know? Like, stay away. Oh, this. Alert. Alert. I don't know. So I would love to hear what you guys think, what you guys feel about, that. And how were you taught? And how were you raised? Were you taught that, the white people ain't right and stay away from them, don't befriend them and all this? And I get it, the case where everything's not, everybody's not bad or racist and stuff like that. And I think that what plays a part with a lot of the things that we do see today, when y'all agree, it's the climate, right? It's the climate, it's who's in office, it's what's being pushed. So it really do make you go, do I want to be cool with you? Or do I want my kids to go over here with you? Because you just never know who amongst the group feels away. True. But need to say, I didn't really, yes, we have to teach our children about our history in general. Okay, I definitely do. I definitely totally agree with that. We definitely have to teach our children about our history in general. Um, you know, Definitely. So I don't know, you know, um, it is unfortunate, and I'm just like, just for the things that go on in the media and how things are today. I'm like, I wonder what narrative they're going to run with. At first they're saying, hey, you know um he was arguing, he was caught in an argument. And then, oh, he was talking to a girl. So it's just like, okay, it's just unfortunate that when it usually comes to people of color who you lose their lives in some situations, that there's always um, but it coulda, just like the young lady who went to Africa on her birthday with her man, her little Caucasian man, and she ended up dead in Africa. It's just like you just never know. And when you really like remove race from it, right? You just never know how sometimes like your partner may be really feeling about you deep down inside. You know? I was raised in an area where we were treated differently. Okay, so you were raised, so were you like, did you grow up in like segregation or like segregated neighborhoods and stuff like that? So where I grew up at, it wasn't a whole lot of black people at first. We were like sprinkles, like it was probably like three of us in my classroom, three of us in one classroom, this in another classroom, and things like that. But I definitely dealt with the racism. But even with dealing with the racism, it didn't make me feel angry or bitter towards everyone, who was white. You know, if I had to say anything, sometimes they might be like the foreigners that kind of get on my nerves the most, and I'm just being honest. I'm saying what some of y'all are afraid to say, just because they sometimes act funny or different towards us. Like, but then it's like, hey, we all know, like, usually like the Chinese, the Koreans, they don't, they usually identify with white, and they feel, a different just with how they are when we go into stores in the inner cities and things like that. So, um, and then you have some people who come from like um Africa, Jamaica, and stuff like that. Whereas though, if you think about it, like Americans, we have such this bad rap just from being from American. I mean, just from being from America. Cause so could you imagine just being from America, being colored in America, and people, come here, or you may go to other places in other countries, and they just don't like you because you're from America. And it's like, damn, you don't like me because of where I was born? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But even still, just knowing that there is that history there, my daughter was taught. But I did not say, hey, do not like white people, do not like white people, because here we go. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? But what I can say is usually from certain jobs and the things that I experienced in the work environment, baby, us, especially the female us, were like my worst supervisors. I can't even hold you. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, some of the black supervisors I've experienced have been the worst. Have been the worst, especially the women, child, have been the worst. And it's just like, damn. And I'm not saying just because if your supervisor is of color or anything like that, that they should treat you any different. But it's almost like when they do get into position and they do have some type of power, they have to, you know, overthrow it and let it be known like they are your seniority, and they have the authority, and you're inferior and all that other stuff. So I definitely have experienced that. And sometimes it was the white supervisor who had to step in on behalf of me, the little full color girl. You know what I mean? So I think that maybe it's definitely a base, a person, situation base. Fake friends come in all races. This is why I've been researching, trying to find the little sound effects. I have to get it, because yes, I would have dropped the clue right there. And that's the thing, Andre, and that's what I teach her. Like, everybody's not your friend. Be mindful, especially with today with friends, right? They, back in the day we could fight and that be that. Now it seems like they be fighting to try to unalive each other. They be fighting to the end. Audrey said, I grew up with different races, and for the most part, it was No problem. Yeah, so that's almost kind of like Tremanda. Tremanda, we usually have our little spackles when it comes to, the different races and different people who use the N-word, right? Who say nigger, right? And she's always like, well, in different melting pots of the world, like people who are raised in like different parts of New York and the projects, whether they were Latino or whatever, they say it and it's not looked any different just because of the environment. Y'all remember when we was having those conversations too, where it was like, okay, so your environment where you grew up at give you a pass because you also have some white people who grew up in the inner city. I know several here in Baltimore, and it's like, okay, so do they get a pass to say it? And it's like, oh no, oh, so they don't get a pass to say it, but the Puerto Ricans and the Indians and all of them do. So when it comes to certain things, it's just like certain conversations and certain battles. What they say, choose your battles wisely. I don't even care to indulge in certain battles when it comes to that. But prayers go out to him and his family, and it's just unfortunate. And I just feel like a lot of the things that are going on around the world, y'all know I come here and I tell y'all every week, I just feel like it's a wake-up call. Whatever that wake-up call may be, whether it's, if you feel like that they are 100% against us, all of them are 100% against us, they're unaliving us, they're, doing all these things to us, then you definitely should be more loving towards us. You know what I'm saying? We need to be more loving toward one another, more supportive toward one another, being there for one another, not just constantly judging or frowning your face down upon. Like, we really, with what's going on, is like unity. Even though we did have some people who back in the day was inside the house, and the ones that would tell Massa and them the plan. You're gonna always have them, there's always gonna be a Judas amongst you, you know what I mean? But even with that, it's like the majority, you know, should be able to outweigh those who are not right. You feel me? We just have to start doing better, being there for one another, um, all the way around. And so here, right? And you guys, I want you guys to make sure you go follow Marlo's Hope Squad, right? So I had the pleasure of volunteering for Marlo's Hope Squad. Marlo's Hope Squad, he is my nugget, right? And he did this like right under my nose. He started his nonprofit to where, so he said he wants to um, help family and people in need. So he's working on a back to school drive, doing all of that. I want to pull up his page. So I'm gonna put his page down in the comments so y'all can go ahead and follow him, and the fact that he is 7 years old and he wants to do this. So I said, you know what, let me talk to him, because sometimes we got to ask, and I don't care if we related or not. I'm like, I got to see what the motive is. Like, is this something you want to do, or is this something your mother put you up to? You get what I'm saying? We got to ask these questions, because just because we related don't mean I know everything. You know what I mean? Gotta ask those questions, just because y'all see the girl bamboozle people out of $20,000, right? So, um, let me say this. So I'm like, I gotta ask you. And I was like, when I was with him, as much as I always am, I was like, what like, what makes you want to do this? Why do you want to do it? And he said, because one day when he was at McDonald's with his mother in the drive-through, he said there was a homeless person there and they wanted something to eat. And it's funny because I actually was on the phone with him. I was actually on the phone with my sister at the time of this, and I remember this. And he wasn't 7 then. I want to say he probably was like 4 at that time. And I'm gonna share his page, y'all, because y'all gotta make sure y'all follow my nugget, right? And it was so funny. And I said, so what made you want to do this? And that's what he said. He said, because when I was in McDonald's line with my mother, there was a homeless person there, and I wanted to give him some food, and they ended up buying him some food. And I was like, oh, okay. So, um, just to see someone that young choosing to want to make a difference, not only that, I went with him, volunteered over, was it was it the weekend? I can't remember what day it was. It was before all this storm stuff. I don't remember. I think it was Friday, and we went. And when we went, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it was humbling. So here's his page right here. This is it. Um, it was very, very humbling because I was like, damn, when we think that we are really going through it and it's like all hell is breaking loose for us, whether it's financial and things like that, um, it's it's really people out here that are way worse, you know, um, way worse than us, out here, and this is something that I want. And I said, you know what? I use my platform and I share everybody else stuff and I share all this stuff. Y'all know I'm a sherry person. So if you can, go on over if you have. And if, for those who've done so already, I truly appreciate you guys to join the movement. And he's really doing something spectacular. And just to see him so young, wanting to help people. It's very touching. He had his youth summit and everything where he spoke, and it's just amazing. So I can't wait to see what is going to come out of it. And so I did my first part, y'all. Here we go, Marlo Hope Squad. I did my first part in being part of the team. Yes. So it was just truly grateful, and I was just in a great experience. And I was like, here it is. Sometimes I feel like, dang, there's so much going on with this and the third, and there's really people out here who do not have anything. And I mean, it's heartbreaking. And I think that sometimes that you need those reminders. Even you guys, even with the power being out for all those days, it was like you don't realize how much you need electricity or you use electricity until you have no electricity. You know what I mean? It's like you don't know what you do. Like you might have your car. You ever feel like that? Like you get into an accident or something, and then you realize that you want to go any and everywhere when you don't have your vehicle. Like I can't stand it. And stuff like that. So that was the great things that I was able to do and still having to get into focus, because sometimes you get a little tired and we can get weary. And I was telling my friends, we was talking, and I was like, I don't know about y'all and I don't know about nobody else. I was like, but 2026, she been coming with her foot on the gas the whole time, baby. She ain't let up yet. You know what I mean? She put her foot on the brake every now and again, but it's been a hell of a ride, okay? Um, but outside of that, let's get into this. So let's get into this tonight. All right. Shout outs to Marlo Hope Squad. And make sure you share the show. Privacy versus transparency in relationships. Should your partner have access to your phone? Okay. And with this one, because I was able to do a poll before, y'all, we're going to do a poll for this because I'm curious to see. As soon as I figure out how to do the poll again, let's see. Nope, not right here. Because I want to know. I want to know. And because y'all, we gotta get it. We gotta get into it. Did you guys see the video of the Tigger situation with the woman? All right. Where, y'all, how did I do the poll? Hey, don't forget the commercial. Okay, well, take him out. Take him out. Y'all hear that? This is how the life work, okay? Y'all remember we used to have these bloopers. Y'all, where did I find the poll at? And if I can't find it, then we're just gonna have to put it in the chat. Let's get into it, okay? Phones and privacy. Is there a such thing as privacy? Let's start there. Is there a such thing as privacy when you are in a relationship? Yes. Are you saying yes, Benita, that there is a such thing as privacy in a relationship? Because I do think that certain things you do have privacy. Where is this poll? Oh, remember last time, y'all, we did the poll? Hold on, we did the poll the last time. We did the poll. We did a poll. Found it. Found it. We're gonna do that. Should your partner have access to your phone? We're gonna do the poll. We're gonna do the poll. Paste. Okay. Yes. No. Or yes, no. Let's see that. So start and show. All right. Oh, you can show it. Look at that. Well, isn't that nice? But maybe should I put it here? Yeah, let me put it there so we can still see that right there. All right, so let's get into it. This is let's get a poll. So I believe, how do we do it the last time? You have to put a 1 or a 2. Okay. And y'all know we're gonna get into it. You know, we just got oh my gosh, hey Tremanda girl. You know, you got a double back, girl. We were just talking about the race. You know how you feel about, Tremanda, you know how you feel about way in the water. All right, let's get into it. We're going to vote. I'm going to put my vote because so we can see how this works. Should your partner have access to your phone? Come on, you got to put a 1 or 2. And you guys know how, and I'm not going to lie, y'all know how I feel. Y'all know how I feel. I mean, I got to see what we got to see. I got to see what we going to see. Matter of fact, I might have us call in, okay? Because we touched, the beginning. I'm not gonna say the beginning of the show was heavy, but we talked about some things. We can always, if you just joining us, make sure you like, subscribe, thumbs up, and you are here with us, okay? But let's get into it because I feel like when it comes to these cell phones, okay, with this Tigger situation, I feel like a lot of y'all be doing a lot of capping. A lot of y'all be doing a lot of capping. And I can't stand I don't go through phones ass bitch. Okay. Pardon my mouth. Sorry. But I can't stand it. Like, girl, shut up. Because, right? Here's the thing. Because y'all don't think dudes go through phones and dudes go through phones. Okay. This is why I've been researching my little sound effects and stuff. Dudes go through phones. I done had plenty of phones cracked. Once upon a time when I was a hoodlum. All right, so let's see. I see all y'all here vote. All you gotta do is put a number, put a 1 or 2. Put a 1 or 2 in the chat. You have to put a 1 or 2 in the comments because that's how it votes. That's how it do it. So far, yes is winning. All right, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And let me know if I should open up the phone lines like we did last week. I wouldn't care if mine's did. Nothing to hide. Okay. So should your partner have access to your phone? So is that a yes or no? I'm Tremanda girl. Can you put a 1 or 2 in the chat so we can get these votes in? So far, 32% said no. Okay. Bonita said no. So Bonita, you gotta put a 2 because we gotta see this. We have to see it up here. Okay. Let's see this. Andre said, I say no. It's his phone. Okay, so Andre, you gotta put a 2. So for the chat voting, you have to put a 2. You have to put a 2, a 1 or a 2. All right, so he said, I say no, it's his phone, and especially him interacting with celebrities, he has personal information. Oh, okay. So you're trying to make this specific. You try see, I see what Andre did here. Okay, y'all see what Andre did here? Andre made his answer specifically tailored to this big ticket situation. Andre, I'm talking about in general, Andre, for the regular average American in the Negro community. So, should your partner have access to your phone? Is there a thing as privacy and transparency? Okay. Now, as far as when it comes to Tigger, I ain't gonna hold you. Somebody fighting that hard for the phone, girl. You already know what's in that phone. Don't even be bothered with that phone. Like it is what it is, girl. Like he is fighting for dear life for this phone. Girl, get that man his phone. Don't even try to see what's in the phone. Because here's the thing that I believe that we do forget as people in general for a lot of things. No response is a response, and no reaction is a reaction. You understand? You know, and we have to be honest with that. You know, we are all humans. Now, some of y'all may not have never did it. Me personally, I've done it. I go on your mother phone, your grandmother phone, your father phone, your uncle phone, whoever. It don't really bother me. I don't care what you think about it, how you feel about it. That's what I would do. I've done it, right? But what I will say now, me and my friend, we was talking about it, where they say, well, if with one thing that me and my cousin used to always say, if you think that your partner is doing something wrong, 9 times out of 10, they are, because you're thinking it. And that goes back to the fact that when we meet people, we aren't initially meeting people thinking that they're lying to us. You know what I mean? Although y'all know, when I be out here doing my experiments and then I be bringing it back to y'all, I have learned that people will just completely lie for no reason, okay? Just lie. And they be like, and the sad part is, they don't even know that I know they lying. So this is why I say I wasn't always like that though. Like I felt like I always had to say it. You always had to know that I knew something. Um, it just had to be known. I was gonna say it. But now I've gotten so much better that I'm amazed. I was telling my friend, we were talking before, and I was like, I'm amazed at the things that I have yet to say anything about, that have just fallen in my lap through over the years, about whatever it may be. So I'm like, girl, talk about maturity, controlling thou emotions. All right, he said, "Oh, hey, CJ. So this is what we doing as soon as I come in here. Well, if you was on time, so there we get them. If you was on time, you ain't want to be here for the. If it has something to do with their work, understandable. Other things, nah. Well, let's stop doing it. Let's stop acting like people don't have nothing in these work phones. Okay, Tremaine, I feel like you're trying to give people a pass. You understand? I feel like you're trying to give people a pass. You're trying to give people a benefit of the doubt. There is no benefit in doubt. Okay. And here we are, right? And I'm probably pull up some of the footage. This man, and don't get me wrong, I don't know. Like we talked when we first came on here earlier. I will never tell anybody they're not a victim of anything, assaults, domestic violence, or anything. When people are like, "Oh, he didn't assault her, he didn't do this," I don't know what he did, because like I said, Andre, in the beginning, sometimes you got to see the whole video from the beginning to the end. You got to see the whole video to really be able to make a conclusion. But what I will say is, he did too much for his phone. No, say open the phone lines. Yes, because I feel like this is something that we have to discuss. Okay. All right, look at me. I'm finding the link so I can share, and we can open up the phone lines. Let me copy it, and I'm gonna put it down here in the comments, because I feel like this, me personally, personally, I don't have an issue with anybody going to my phone. I ain't gonna lie. Now, I feel like that. Now, this might be something that people need to look into though. Because when somebody knows that they have that, I feel like that adds more trust and more security in the relationship. You feel me? Like let's be real. We can't always look at everything as a negative. We can't always look at everything as somebody is insecure or anything like that. I remember one time, um, you know, some years ago, whereas though my person had left their phone, right? Or our phones had gotten mixed up or something. Now I knew he wasn't right. Okay, let's call a thing a thing. Y'all know he wasn't. I was in my 20s. I ain't know no better. And I was like, oh, now your damn phone ain't ringing. So I already know that he had already told whoever to not call the phone, which is fine. I didn't really care at that time. He was just a situation. Situation will arise. So it was just like, okay. But for me, um, when I have had relationships where there was no issue, it was like, I don't give you my phone. Or like, oh, I left my phone in the house or something. Can I hold your phone? Sure. I love that. For me, I love that. A transparent, honest person. I love it. I love it. I just think it's like, I don't know. I guess it's a preference. It's all and it's like it makes you almost not want to know what's going on. It's like that whole, like we said, privacy versus transparency. Is there a difference? The privacy versus the transparency. Because I feel like, when you're being transparent, you're being open and honest, is not anything that you are, you're not having to ask them anything. It's just there, you know. But the whole privacy is like, why you got my phone? Or here's the other thing too, codes and I used to always think this was a little tricky when we used to have this conversation all the time when I was a police officer. Like, do married people have locks on their phones, codes on their phones? This used to be a conversation when I used to be at work and they used to get the people going. Because I always said married people don't have locks on their phone. That's how I feel. Now, down today, I get it. I'll give y'all the excuses that Trumanda was giving y'all, that you can say, oh, people may get in your phone. You could lose your phone. Me personally, you too damn old to be losing your phone. But I think too, this goes to, and whatever works for you too, though, right? Because I've been in this place in my life where I don't deal with what you don't have to deal with from me, you know. So sure, you'd have your phone locked. I do have a code on my phone, so I will do that. But I'm also the person where as though I wouldn't have a problem if my man wanted the code to my phone either. You feel me? I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like it just make you grown when it's like somebody asks you something or they want something and it's just like, here, because it's like, what, you gonna beat me? I just feel like we get to a place where in this big grown age we are extremely too old to be lying. Like, what are you lying for? Are you going to get punished? Like, what are you lying for? And as my brother told me years upon years ago, even growing up, like, and I used to say it all the time, he always be like, a man don't have to lie. Like, men choose to lie, but a man don't have to lie. Because if somebody really want to deal with you, they're gonna deal with you, whether you got somebody or not. And I remember he said that. And then they also had me look at it like, yo, but because of the things of what goes on today in the world, you really don't have to lie or really have privacy, because 9 times out of 10, a woman will lie to herself just to continue to deal with you about what you doing. If she really want to deal with you, if she really wants to be in a relationship, if she really want to be in a marriage, we will lie to ourselves. Okay. What Martin say? He ain't go up the street and go get that big goat, but you never came back with that big goat. You know what I mean? And I think that and maybe it could be my what y'all like to say, the masculinity in me. But I do. I feel like, you know, You don't have to lie to me because I'll lie to myself to continue to deal with you. Once upon a time, anyway. But that I feel like that is a fact. A woman will lie to herself to deal with a man that she know ain't right. Happens every day. We see it every day. Hello, alert. Lemmy and Scotty from Baddies. He got her pregnant. They had a baby while she was pregnant. Y'all seen it. We came on here and discussed it. She was open with their non-conventional relationship. They having 4 ways, 3 ways, 6 ways, 8 ways. She got pregnant. What she say to him? She said, "It's different now. I'm pregnant and I'm having a daughter." And what Lemmy say? Do y'all remember what Lemmy told her? Lemmy said, "Oh, so you changed." Yeah, he hit her with the, "Oh, so you changed because I ain't changed. So now you're changing." And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm having a daughter. I just don't want my daughter to be embarrassed. I don't want this." And it's like, no, it ain't about you not wanting that baby to be embarrassed, because if you felt like you didn't want that baby to be embarrassed, you would have been out here having all these orgies and shit with this man. No, you don't want to be embarrassed. You're embarrassed because now you done let this relationship be public to TV, and we're getting to see how he treats you, and we're getting to see how he talks to you. And he told you he don't know what you complaining for because you don't pay for nothing. You don't work. You don't pay for nothing. You get deals. You got your own house. You go out the country, you get trips, and you go shopping. That is exactly what he said to her. I was like, and then there's always the little corny dudes too. I mean, he is corny. What you say? Benita said, "I used to go through phones, and let me tell you, you will find what you're looking for 9 times out of 10. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? And the thing to that too that irritates me. That's why I said, Benita, I can't stand oh, I don't go through phones, female. Or would they say, "Oh, I don't go looking for my own hurt." Yeah, you don't go looking for your own hurt, baby, because you don't want to know. So you'll deny it, like what I said that me and my brother was discussing. You will lie to yourself to continue to deal with the person. Okay, Andre said still the same. No. Yes, y'all. Let's see those numbers. All right, so far 50. Okay. All right, so we had 57%. 57% said no. Okay. I ain't judging y'all on these numbers, but I'm judging y'all on it. We read and we don't judge, but I'm judging. I'm judging. I feel like a lot of y'all got secrets. Some of y'all got some secrets. Okay. Yeah, she said, "Here comes Johnny comes lately." Yes, girl. But you know what? At least when he late, he gonna come in here and he gonna be chitter chatter. Okay. At least he engages. Okay. Oh, let's see. The true man said, "No, when you secret clearances, that's something different." Okay. Let's see. Andre said, "But if you want to hide something, it's still ways of doing that. So having access does what?" Granted, y'all, they listen. See, I can't be telling because I feel like if I tell y'all this, then the people are going to feel away. But then it's like, well, who's the people? But then we got to, what we say, we got to educate. So they have apps where you can download it on your phone and it looks like a regular app, or there is no app. It's like invisible mode where you can be hiding stuff. And I've gotten all of this information, and I've known about this stuff for years. I usually get all this information from cheaters. From cheaters, people who have things to hide. But there is apps where only the person who downloaded the app knows what the icon look like, right? Will know that is from the secret location. Now, I do feel if we have to go through, if you are at the point that you are downloading apps to be a liar, pants on fire, you need to go sit on somebody's couch. You need therapy. You need therapy. You need therapy. Why are you going through these extreme measures to hide something and to lie about it? But yeah, I definitely, I'm definitely on the end of the, hey, I don't care what you go through. And because whatever you see, right, there is an explanation. You understand? But also I do get the privacy stuff because people tell me things and would send me things. And so all of that stuff was off limits. But they wouldn't have access to any of that. I remember one time I even had gave someone access to my actual like online stuff, just for them to help me out with some things. And his ass went through my stuff or seen a message between me and I'll never forget it. She was cool as a fan. I'll never forget this young lady. And we were just cool like through there. I used to work at one of the communities that she lived at. And so people would be like, hey, can you tell me how much my rent is? And this, that, and the third. And they were helping me with my account. And I was like, okay. And there was true story. I know I always got a story. And there was, um, if you're on Snapchat, like Snapchat had a filter, and I think Instagram had one too, where it could be you and it will multiply you in so many. Have you guys seen that? Right. And this is why I feel like going through a phone, all right, don't hold on. All right, let's do this. Because I'm ready to jump around. Y'all know how I get when I get excited. So he had access to that. And it was like the girl had sent like all of these, she had all of these faces on her page. She was a lesbian. And her caption on her story thing had said, what would the world do with all of these me's or something? The world wouldn't know what to do if it was this many of me in the world multiplied, right? And I said to her, you would drive them crazy, or something, like they would lose their mind. And I'll never forget it. This was like 9 o'clock in the morning. And her response was, you would love me though. Right? Child, this man. Y'all don't judge me. This is so many decades ago. And this man was like, oh, you're playing a dangerous game. You're going to get you in that, he used those profanities that they say that we can't use today. You won't cancel me before we get started. But he was like, oh, you're going to get you in that psych hurt. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Right? It was so funny. And I was like, oh, what do you say that? I said, oh, he ain't want to hear nothing, right? And I was cracking up. And I was like, okay, because I'm that person too. It gets to a point. I'm not gonna go back and forth. You can feel what you feel, believe what you want, and this is what we're doing. Y'all make sure you guys are voting. I see all of you guys here. You guys have to vote. You guys are all on YouTube, Facebook. Put a 1 or 2 in the chat. And I was like, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Let's start there. You're either going to hear what I have to say or you're not going to hear what I have to say. You don't know what you're talking about. Are you looking at the context of what it is? And yeah, first of all, look at what it was. Needless to say, he had to apologize. And secondly, I'm like, I'm not gay. So, well, depending on the day of the week. It's like, but it's like, why are you in my stuff? Or when things are coming through, you don't have to feel away. You guys, I live by this. I've been like this my entire life. Like, I've always been more honest than the friends I've had, homegirls I've had, homeboys I've had, and or partners or situations. Like I'm always more honest. And like I said, I guess you could call it learned behavior, or it's a side effect. It's a side effect of dealing with a cheater. You know what I mean? When you deal with people who mess around, it can do different things to you. It can either make you not secure or feel away or take baggage into another relationship thinking that the next people are going to be that way. I don't do that. Like, I don't do that because you're not responsible for that. Definitely if I see a cause to pause or things like that, I'm going to pay attention to that. But I'm not going to do that. I don't take, baggage to other relationships. You know what I mean? And I think that we do that a lot as people. So I'm able to recognize that you ain't my baby's daddy. You get what I'm saying? You might have some of his characters, you might have some of his little ways, but I can recognize that you ain't my baby's daddy. Okay. So it's like, I'm not going to hold you accountable for what the next person did. And if you are somebody who do that, stop that. Stop that. If you are doing that, sit down in the corner and go heal before you decide to deal with somebody. But stop dragging your shit from relationship to relationship onto them. But so I don't do that. But I don't do that because of the simple fact that I'm always more honest than whomever I'm with. I don't know. I guess when God was giving up the little honesty button and when God was giving out real nigga energy, he sprinkled a whole lot on me. You understand? So yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles with that. So I think that when you do, I think that you also have to know the heart and the character of your partner. Because there's a difference in a partner that's like, yo, he or she don't want me to have access to her stuff because she got something in there, versus the one that's just like, no, yo, you tripping, you're doing this because you have been doing this from day one. You ain't let go what Nikki did to you. You ain't let go what Brandon did to you. It may vary from situations, but all the ones out there who know that you are laying down with Mr. Big Stuff, okay? Laying down with that community peon, giving out that alligator tail to everything, you know what you're dealing with. You know what you're dealing with. So I definitely think that there was a way. CJ said, what's crazy is you'll go through a phone and make something out of what you found that ain't even there. But because of your intention, that's how you see it. Right. So it's like you didn't go in the phone, right? You didn't go in the phone because you wanted to go in the phone simply because you were just in there and it's like, let me see what's going on in here. No, you went with the Snoopy Doopy go gadget eyes. Okay. Okay, so Never said, I have never gone through a phone. So you know what? Now, Scenario, I just told y'all I don't victim shame and I don't tell people what they do and what they ain't do. But if you have not ever in all your life gone through a phone, then shout outs to you. Okay. And that's the other thing too. They say can't go through a phone and you ain't prepared to bust a move though. You feel me? You can't go through a phone and you ain't prepared to bust a move. However, if I ever had not a thought to go through a phone and that man acts how Tigger acted, let's pull up this exhibit. Because I feel like some of y'all need an exhibit. How this man acted over his phone? They had Fashion Nova all on the ground. But you know what? Here come my, I'm not one for conspiracy theory, but I'm about to give you one. I wonder if, because why would this be coming out now all of a sudden about Big Tigger? I wonder if this could be a little bit of get back because he might be in them Diddy files. What y'all think? Am I reaching? He might be in them Diddy files. What y'all thinking? I'm just saying what I'm thinking. He might be in them Diddy files. And this might be a little, hey, y'all think I'm bad. I ain't the only one out here beating on these hoes. But what I find funny is she came out and she did a video saying that he had like abused her. And then Tigger went on his radio show 103 V103, and he was like, I've never, done anything, I guess, with my wife. I don't know, because I didn't fully watch it. And then here come these videos. What'd you say? You seek and find, now you cry. You better come through, my Angelou Jr. That rhymes. You seek and find, now you crying. But I feel like that too. Yeah, you may seek and you may be crying, but I feel like it should be nothing for you to find. All right. So look, and if you guys want to call in, I definitely put the key down there. Benita said, yeah, been there, done that. Don't get me wrong. And I've only had really one tumultuous domestic violence relationship. It was horrible, but you live and you learn. You don't know what you don't know, okay? What's love got to do with it? Even Tina stayed, okay, and still gave him about 24, 5, 11 kids, okay? Then you got Joe Jackson and them, where people say, oh, well, if Michael Jackson wasn't getting abused, he wouldn't have been the greatest of all time. You got women who sit back and watch and let you abuse their children too. So, don't get me started, okay? So I remember the wife came and she did this video saying that Tigger beat her up, whether she was his wife, girlfriend, or whatever the case may be. She had the stitches, right? And then outside of that, she came back and did a video and was like, nothing was wrong. So here's the one video. Look at this. Come on, y'all. This not doing too much. Is this not, if I make it big, I don't want to change it. Let me see. Oh, Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? All right, there we go. Come on. Oh, this is somebody talking about it. Like this man and this lady on his phone. Look at this. Look at this. And I don't think he's beating her. I will say, like we said earlier, Andre, we got to look at it. I don't think he's beating her. Oh, we got somebody on the line. Let's see. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. Listen, the phone thing, I've never searched a cell phone personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I wanted to do it, then what is it to hide?
Okay.
Really, most people probably wouldn't even search the phone. People only really go searching if you give them a reason most of the time.
Absolutely.
Now, you give a reason, then of course it's going to open up something else. Usually when you get into stuff, you're really not looking to search or question or anything, because it's innocent when you get into things. Usually when stuff start unfolding is when your mind start opening up to other things.
Correct. I definitely, can you guys hear the caller? And thank you. I appreciate you for calling in.
Oh, no problem.
I could tell you wasn't here doing the racial stuff, child, because you'd have been like, let my people go.
I say Lord Farrakhan, what? It's like,
So you have never actually gone through a phone?
I've never gone through a phone. I've never. And I'm not going to say that I wouldn't do it. That's why I put one, because if I chose to do it, then what is the problem? If you act like it's off limits, then you're going to make me question what's the problem. You get what I'm saying? Like, what is the problem of me looking in the phone? You have something to hide. The only reason you're going to get mad is you have something to hide. Why do we have privacy when we together? What's privacy? It's not like people really, I'm not a person that's going to really go snooping. Like I said, the only way that I probably even question some stuff or go into some stuff is you made that possible. You made that possible for me, because I'm not going to snoop. I don't even have a question to look through your phone. What am I asking to look through your phone for? But if you do something that make me question you, then, hey, that's where we at right now.
And I
But
feel like when you ask somebody for their phone and they say, "What you on my phone for?" I feel like that hesitation is like, why are you even asking me what I want it for? So you can have a thought. So
this is true.
Sonera said, I think it's okay to share codes, but please don't go through my phone without asking me.
And I mean, I don't even have a problem with that. But even if you
Okay.
ask, how you feel when a person is up against you asking, you get what I'm saying? Like, is that an issue when a person is coming like with the stop sign when you ask?
Okay. I think I got a hole in my cup. Okay. Okay. So I don't know, as a former phone goer thrower over, I will say that I can honestly say that every time that I actually went through a phone, it was something led me to that.
Yes.
Um, and it may not have always been their actions. Listen, I don't know how God would do with y'all, but I'll have a dream. Okay. That one day all my brothers and sisters, okay. I remember it was a time where I would um I would lay beside my daughter's father and stuff, right? And I would just have like not nightmares, but I would have like the most chaotic dreams. And I would be like, why am I in a dream arguing and screaming? Or, it just would be weird. And I would wake up and I'd be like, oh, okay. And God damn it, I look at that phone, and there it was. So I feel like too, for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but even on like an intuitive spiritual level, usually if I'm getting crazy thoughts and dreams about it, it's like I'm like, yeah, something ain't right. You don't even gotta do nothing. You get what I'm saying? I think that a lot of it too plays into how in tune you are with yourself and what you pay attention to.
And
And then
two, like
some
how much you are with your partner too. Like how real are you with your partner? How
mhm,
serious are you with your partner? How
right,
real is it? You know what I mean?
right.
Because I do feel like when you get into a whole different space and you real about what you into, this is all you are into. What is
Mhm.
it to hide? There should be nothing to hide. Like when I wrote in there earlier, I get if it's your job because people do have certain type of jobs. You have a secret clearance, you can't talk about and probably see everything or whatever. But you know, other than that, like what are we hiding? Why are we mad when I ask you that? What we
Yeah.
mad for? Like what is so private going on in your life that you feel like you are upset now that I'm bringing that to the table as a question?
I would love to hear what some of these fellas is thinking about this.
Yes,
So
I would
see,
love to know their opinion about it. Like, what is it that you, when you saying no, or does two, what it was, two, why? Like, why do
like,
you
what's
feel
your
like
reason for
that?
your no?
Yes. What's your
Because
reason for
because
your
to
no?
say because to say no, right? There has to be a reason.
Right, it is.
To say
It is.
no, it's like if I say, hey, can I let me hold your phone? And you say no. That to me is going to turn into what you guys think. That's going to turn into an argument because why are you saying no?
I'm just saying, if you made me feel uncomfortable and I come to you and be like, okay, you've done something, and I feel like, you like tampered on a little trust thing right here. You know what
Okay.
I mean? And it's something about, maybe it's something you doing with your phone. Like, can I look at your phone? Can I?
I'm I'm gonna try to find me some men's to talk to. Let's see.
I want to know, like, when you come at me with no, because you feel like that privacy thing exists, then why does that exist? Like, why is that private? Why would it make you upset because I'm asking? Why would it make you upset because I'm asking? Because if you did something that made me feel uncomfortable and then I explain it to you why, then it should be no question of you doing it or letting me see it.
I'm about to see. I'm about to make some phone calls. CJ said, I'm with you on that scenario. I have nothing to hide, but we're both entitled to our own personal space. Leave my phone alone because I don't want to go through yours. We're supposed to trust, right? Hey, how are you doing this evening on Candi Coated Secrets? How are you? Okay, so I'm about to put you on speaker because I needed a man. Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Caller, are you there?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh yeah. What's up?
Okay. If your partner asks you to see your phone, would you give it to them? Yes or no?
Now, yes. 20 years ago, hell no.
Okay, so now yes. So now yes. Why would your answer be yes today?
Because of the things that I do, and I don't need to lie about it. Because I was a liar. Period.
Thank you.
So 20 years ago, you were saying you was a liar.
A good one, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so 20 years ago, I asked, your girl asked you to go through your phone. You saying
No. Why?
okay.
I would ask a question.
So even if this is you are in this relationship, and I would be asking for a reason, correct? You would still have said no if this was like the love of your life.
Why would you just want to randomly go through my phone?
Why wouldn't I not be able to just go through your phone?
Oh no. That's not the.
Listen, we cannot deter from the question. See, this is what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
So if your person just randomly wanted to go through the phone 20 years ago, even if whatever you may have been doing, you would say a hard no, or would you say here at your own risk? Oh shoot, I'm sorry. Sorry, you went in my Bluetooth. Hello.
Yeah, what are you saying?
I'm sorry, you didn't hear me. I said, even if your partner said, let me go on your phone. Oh, can I see your phone? This is like the love of your life, regardless, you would still have said no, or would you be like, go in it at your own risk?
Well, now you're changing the concept for that a little bit.
No, I'm still going on your phone. You just might be in love with me, but I want to go on your phone. It just may randomly be like, let me see your phone.
So when you see stuff that's been in there for a minute, you can't be judgmental.
Oh God, these niggas today.
No, it ain't no these niggas today. You cannot be judgmental. Don't sit up there and get mad at something that you see that's been in there prior to you.
Okay, all right. So you can't get mad at anything you may see prior to you.
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
But then now you opening up another topic. Why you still got that in your phone? Why you still? Because I don't delete stuff most of the time. And it's in the archive. And it's in the archive. So it ain't like I'm flicking through the phone to
okay. All right. Well,
pull it up.
Well, thank you. Well, I'll call you later.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you. All right, so there you have it. Old school said 20 years ago, you hell no, you ain't going to my phone.
And I guarantee you that what he's saying is what the problem mostly is.
And what's that?
I guarantee you it's because it be stuff going on. It be really most of the time stuff going on. If you have nothing going on, then there's no reason to not be able to look at it.
Okay,
it's not.
Let me see.
And I believe him too that old stuff. I'm the same way. I don't erase stuff. I got stuff in my phone from a long time. I ain't even gonna lie, and it ain't even on purpose or to hide or none of that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna see if I can get some more people. But I see your comment, CJ. CJ said we both had trust. Oh, we go.
We do. We do. But if you do something against the trust or something happened where I feel like I'm questioning something, what is the reason why you wouldn't let me see it?
See, right now I'm calling. Right now, y'all, I'm calling a bunch of old schools to see.
But I think that is the problem, though. It be stuff in there.
Oh, they sleep. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to find us some men. I'm trying to find out some fellas real quick. Let's go over to the LGBTQ LMNOP community. Let's go there. Okay. I'm going to different age brackets. Yes, Benita. Let's see if they answer. I don't know. Y'all know what? I just had a thought, but I ain't going. Oh, they ain't answer either. See, and I ain't got that many people to call, child, because I don't have that many. Look, I can't. Certain ones I can't call because I know they're gonna say, "Don't call me, ask me that," and you know that I don't got no. And you know what I'm out here doing, girl.
Ooh, so I'm saying, like with CJ and like Benita, if you are in something and you start questioning something, maybe you have a question, something may have been done where you question something. What's the first way you're gonna go about it? I ain't saying you jumping straight to the phone, but would you feel a way if you did get to the phone at some point and a person is like, "Nah, you ain't checking the phone"?
Exactly. Then I'm gonna go to some of the comments. I'm gonna try one more. Hey, how are you? I said, hey, how are you? I'm doing good. Okay, so you are on Candi Coated Secrets, and I just have a question for you.
You said what?
You're on Candi Coated Secrets right now, live from a 215, and I have a question for you.
What's up?
If you're in a relationship and your partner asks for you to give them your phone, would you give them your phone? Yes or no?
If I'm in a relationship and my partner asks me to give them my phone, would I give them my phone?
Yes.
If I ain't had nothing to hide, yeah.
That's the real answer. That's the real answer. I'm telling you.
Now, you know what? This is a real. Yes, you're right, Tremenda. This is a real answer, and you know what? For that, I respect you for that. I really respect you because if you don't have anything to hide, you would give it to them.
Right.
And if you had something to hide, it's going to be a straight up no.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't want you. Yeah, I don't want you to see what's in that motherfucker.
So you would rather us go through the arguing of the next question of why can't you look at your phone? You would rather go through that than the not give me the phone.
I mean, yeah, because as long as if it's something in there that ain't supposed to be in there, as long as you don't know it, it's just pure speculation.
So you okay? So you would be okay before I get to the people on the screen. So you would be okay with knowing that I'm not rocking with you because I asked to see your phone and you told me no. You would rather us go to sleep, not talk, not cooking. You're not getting no hind parts.
Here's the thing. I got if it's something in clearly. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Clearly, if I don't want to show it to you, clearly something in there that I don't want to show you, right? Or I don't want you to see. So it's like if I give you the phone and you see the shit, then we're gonna be done. We're gonna probably be done anyway. So, like I said, if I leave it to like speculation, then I might have a fighting chance. But yeah, I mean, but if I let you see it, you know what I mean? Shit, how am I argue that? It's just staring you right in the face.
Okay. So before I let you go, what is the thing that makes men or whatever in relationships roll the dice anyway? Like if you know certain things are a no-go for your partner, but you're still doing it. What is that?
I can't speak for every man, but sometimes people just like the thrill of cheating. Sometimes people just like the see what they can get away with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, sometimes like people just not happy in their relationship. It's all different. It's all kinds of reasons.
So if you're not happy, why not just leave? Now your phone is distorted. Now your phone is distorted.
Those questions, like, I mean, I don't,
All right. Well, thank you.
It could be sometimes a situation where, they don't want to leave because they scared of how it's gonna make the person feel. You know what I mean? Or some people just greedy. They don't want to leave a girl, but they want to see other motherfuckers too.
All right. Well, thank you for that tonight, and thank you for your truthful answer. I feel like your answer was the realest one so far. With the if I ain't got nothing for you, something that I don't want you to see. If I ain't got nothing that I don't want you to see, you can see the phone. If it's something you can't see, you ain't touching my goddamn phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that.
That's people gonna say you still should have a level of privacy or whatever, but I mean. Every relationship different, but if you and your person like that, y'all shouldn't have no secrets.
Oh,
thank you. What?
Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you.
All right, baby.
All right. Well, hey, I didn't get to welcome you guys. I see we have a few callers on the line. Hello.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. You're a little low, but I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so no, I never had to go through anybody's phone. Never wanted to because I don't want anybody going through my stuff. I think that my phone is private, mainly because I have cousins, I have friends, male and female, who trust me with certain information that we may share. And some things I think are not privy to my significant other. So, yeah, I don't. Whereas I wouldn't mind sharing. So that, say, let's say for instance there was an emergency or something like that, then I wouldn't mind sharing my code, for that purpose. But it won't be a thing where you can just freely, just randomly go to my phone.
Okay. So your thing is you have the relationships, you have different things and conversations in your phone with people, and it's like, hey, but you do know that when people go on the phone, they're not looking to see what you and your cousins is talking about. They looking for they looking for the names they don't recognize.
But most of the time, if I'm with someone, more than likely they are already aware of people that I converse with anyway. So I really don't try to hide anything at all.
Okay. Okay. So you try not to hide anything. Okay, so it's because you don't go through phones. What if your person asks you to go through? What if your person asks to see yours? If it was the other way around, you would still feel like, hey, no, I got family. My grandmother don't feel good. You can't see that.
So it's one of the things where I need to know. I mean, just randomly, what are you looking for in the phone? Because if you're looking for, if you're looking for, if you're looking for a number, or something, for one of, I'll say one of my family members or something like that. That's something different. But to just want to randomly go through my phone and see who I'm messaging and texting for what? What are you going to gain from that?
Okay. So okay, and we have a fella on the line.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask her a question. So if like you have a person and maybe you have this used to, and it felt like it tampered on the way they trust you, would you still be saying no to looking through the phone if they asked and they explaining to you why they're asking?
If it's a trust issue, then a lot of times trust issues don't start with the person that they're with. It started from a relationship that's prior to. But I don't go into a relationship within a situation not expecting not to be able to trust that person. Because if I can't trust you from the beginning, there's no need for us to be together.
Exactly.
Right, but if something came up, because we all don't go into anything looking for nothing. Like I said earlier that usually something was put there in order for you to question anything. Because usually you go into stuff with a blank mind. You don't have nothing to question. You're not looking to look through no phone or nothing. But if you did something different that they weren't used to you doing, and to you it might not have been nothing, but to them it made them question something. And this is
Mm-hmm.
into the relationship. This ain't the beginning when you met them.
Right.
Would you
Yeah.
not want to, like let them look at the phone if that's what they asked?
Yeah, they go ahead. Because like I said, most of the
Okay.
time with me, they've already aware of who I'm already conversing with. I don't keep that part. When I'm in a relationship, I don't keep that part a secret. You know,
Okay.
I have several male friends that I either grew up with or went to school with that I still converse with on a regular basis. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even I have a couple of extras in my phone who we still, hey, you all right? You good? And I don't even mind. I don't even mind sharing those conversations because there's actually nothing for me to hide. If
Right.
I feel like I need to hide anything from the person that I'm with, then I don't need to be in a relationship. I
Be
need to be
with
by
them.
myself.
Yes. See, that's it.
So that was
Okay.
hello, hello,
Okay. Okay. We have other people. And shout out to you guys. Thank you. We have 4 callers on the line. Shout out to y'all.
hello. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm fine. So my thing is this: at the end result, after you done went through the phone, you done found what you went snooping for. Then what? Are you leaving, or are you gonna allow me to keep doing what I'm doing? Because you went looking for a reason. You done found what you found. Like again, now you're crying. You're crying. You're calling all your homegirls and you're crying about what you found. I don't care because I'm gonna still do me. Again, what was the end result from going through all of that?
So if you so
Okay.
if you feel like you're still gonna so that my thing is if you feel like you're still gonna do you at the end of the day, whether someone's crying or not, and if they find anything in your phone or not, why not just give them the phone off the break then? If you
But,
don't carry either way, someone saying
but
your
some,
your, your girlfriend or your wife saying, hey, let me see your phone real quick. If you don't care either way, right? Then it shouldn't be a problem. Because when a person don't care, they act as they don't care.
and some
Correct?
people do. They just pass the phone over like, here you go. And now you're
Okay.
crying. You know what I'm saying? You got some people like they just don't care.
Shit, now you
But
Like I
crying.
said,
that is true. But that's why I'm saying, why is it
most
that the
people who
person
do
that
care,
don't care is even sitting there? Why they still
right?
there? When you
Exactly.
don't
That's the
care, why
point.
you can't be honest? Like you got
That's
to be honest enough to be like, we ain't
exactly,
one on one. I'm gonna do me.
exactly. But
But you
again,
have people that feel like they one on one, and they will still do the same thing. They will still do the same thing. That's just real
because
life.
some
Now,
of them
now
know
here's the
that.
thing: like everybody doesn't ask to go through a phone because they're looking for something.
Oh,
Can
that's
we?
right.
Is it fair? Can we fairly say that everyone who is in a phone is not looking for something?
But something.
Sometimes you
What?
could be. Sometimes
Can,
you could be like. Sometimes you could be laid up in the bed side by side watching TV. He on his phone, you on your phone. You're sitting there, and they laugh like, "Oh, let me see." And then you look at their phone, and then you just start scrolling while they doing that, and it's not an issue. Can
but
we
what
agree?
brought you? What brought you to that
What
point?
would provoke
Say if
somebody
I go
to
to
do that
work.
though?
Say if I go to work every day. I'm at work. I come home. We doing us. Like you really have no reason to even put an inkling of doubt in to think that
Mhm.
something's going on.
Right.
So evidently, something that I have done made you
Change.
feel that way. I made
Right.
you feel that way. If
Yes.
I made you feel secure and everything's on up and up and we doing us, that usually don't come up in relationships
Yeah,
because
because
I
Right.
what
made
you
you
gonna
feel
go through my
comfortable enough
phone for?
that that's not even a doubt.
Right.
It's when a doubt creep in, that time ain't
It's
adding
when
up,
that
and
starts
you over
happening.
here. That's when a mind starts saying something's going on.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
But that's the purpose. Like that's the reasoning I'm talking about. Like you might be into something and like these things do happen to people. They didn't see it at first and then it does happen. You
Right,
get what
Right.
I'm saying? So
right.
Right.
you feel insecure for some reason and a person come to you. It's not like they're just randomly coming up with, let me go through your phone, let me
Definitely,
go through your phone. Most of the
definitely.
time something happened to bring that forth. So when it comes forth and I ask, what is the problem with you showing me? Most of the reasons of why you don't want to show me is because it's something in there you don't want me to see. Right.
Now I can,
you know what I mean? So that's most of the reason. That's the majority of the reason.
Before, I remember before a time, we might be petty, child. Alexis says, watching that clip brought back memories of when my ex-husband did pretty much the same thing to me. Now I can say this, once upon a time in my toxic, I remember there was a time where I just randomly asked for the phone. Wasn't even into the guy like that. Didn't really give three shits, but I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see what your response was going to be. I'm not going to lie.
Now you're playing games. You just
hey. Go ahead, what you want. But what I will say is, it was just random. I was like, I wonder how this mother freaker might respond. I was like, let me see a phone. He was like, huh? I was like, let me see. I was like, let me see a phone. And I can honestly say that in that moment, he straight gave me his phone. He didn't ask any questions. He didn't do anything. And I was like, oh, I just wanted to see what you were going to say. And he was like, well, what was I supposed to say? I said, I just wanted to see what you were going to say. He was like, I don't have nothing to hide. I don't have no problem with you going to my phone, or anything like that. So I will say in that moment when that happened, I never even had the thought to want to touch this phone because I felt like, okay. And again, you could say, well, it may not have been anything at that moment, but it was like, if you know that something is not a problem, then you're not pressed for it. So it's almost like the relationship with the partner is deprived of sex, right? Where you may be like, oh, my husband or my boyfriend, or all she want to do, or all he wants to do is have sex all the time. He's always asking me, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? A person who is in a relationship where they don't have to ask for sex is not pressed for it, right? So if I know that anytime I touch True Man or CJ or Andres Cenera, that it's not a problem if I want to get it in, because anytime I touch her or him to get it in, we're going to get it in. But imagine if you started telling me no, or you're just not in the mood, or whatever it may be. That's going to then make me start being like, yo, can I get some today? Can I do this today? But when I know that I have access to it, when I know that there's access to something freely, I'm not as pressed to sleep with you every day of the week, because I know if I go and decide to ask you in the middle of the night on a Wednesday, you're going to drop them drawers. But if I don't know if you're going to drop them drawers because you ain't normally dropping the drawers, I'm going to be like, yo, can I get some? Can I get some? Can I get some? So it's almost kind of like, to me, this is me, with the phone thing or anything. If you ask me for my phone, I don't have a problem with you going to my phone. And I understand what Cenera says, because I have said that in the past. That's why I said a lot of these men be saying they don't go through phones, and they do. Behind closed doors. You don't know what people do.
I ain't never been through no phone.
And I've said, well, okay. And I said, hey, well, just don't look through this person messages, this messages, and this messages, because this is very close to me and our conversations are secret. And he did not go through any of those messages on my phone. You get what I'm saying? So I do think that there's ways, but did I have an issue with him going to my phone? I've never had an issue with anybody going to my phone.
Why he wanted to be on your phone though?
But you know what? The reason why I say why I can't even tell you why, or even thought about it, because I don't have a problem with anybody going to my phone. I wish I had an answer for that, to be able to be like, I don't know, maybe he thought I was doing something. I couldn't even tell you what it was, because I didn't care, because I know I don't have anything to hide. You follow me? And I do think that, there is some people who, everybody has their own motives and everybody has their own reasoning for it, and there are some people out there who are just like, yo, I don't care if you ask me for my phone, even if I've never asked you for yours. I don't care if you ask me for my phone, because everybody may not do it. Your phone may be dead and you want to go through it. We may be online on social media. I'm laughing. You like, oh, babe, let me see what you laughing at. You may leave your phone unlocked while you're in the
That's
bathroom in the
different because
shower.
you're giving the reason up front in them examples. But for somebody to just bust out just for no reason out the blue, oh, let me see your phone real quick. But you got your own whole phone sitting right there. It's like, wow.
No. What I'm saying is I've experienced that too, whereas I was asked for the phone and there was nothing going on and I gave the phone. You get what I'm saying? So, but I'm only saying for me, I don't mind people asking me for my stuff because I don't have anything to hide.
Yeah, me neither. It's just, to me, it's like, why? You got yours. What? Why? That's just
but
like,
I mean, like, why is it a problem though?
no,
Like, why would it be a problem? Like,
for me,
I get
it's
what
not
you're
a problem.
saying.
It's just weird though, because why? You got a phone. That's just like saying, let me put your drawers on real quick. Why? You got your own pair of drawers. What you want my drawers for?
But if you feel like you want to put my drawers on, then put my drawers on.
Come on. Like, seriously. I'm
No,
just saying, like,
no, seriously, I feel it. I'm with you, man. You know, and it's very random. I'm used to being on the island by myself. But you know, with Amanda said, but why? If you ask me
why?
for it,
Like, seriously.
like it's not a
If
problem.
it's nothing there, what would it be a problem for?
It's not a problem. To me, it's just always been like, why? If there's no real reason, like if your phone ain't dead, or
But what if the reason you thought still you felt like it wasn't a good enough reason?
Exactly.
I mean, but
You
that's
get
what I'm saying.
saying?
Like, for me, I don't have nothing to hide. Yeah, you can hold it, but in the bit, it's like, why is this a conversation? Like, why is this a situation where everybody has this thing where it's like, oh, I don't want nobody going through my phone. Oh, you can't answer my phone. Why is this phone thing such a thing? That's what I'm saying. Like, why is this a big thing?
But why would the phone thing be a thing
Why
if
would
it
it be
ain't
a
a thing?
problem?
Hold on, wait, say that again.
I just feel like if there's nothing to hide about anything, there's nothing to like be afraid of it being brought up.
But you want to know something though? In my experiences and all my experiences, like I've never had nothing to hide. It's never been a problem.
But you still want to know the why.
Because and I'm just saying it's just weird to me. But what I'm saying is, like, in all my past experiences, I've never been the one that had to be worried about. People sneak and go through my phones because of their own insecurities behind whatever they got going on their end. And they never found nothing through my phone because it was always them on something trying to be passive aggressive.
Or it could be past trauma from several relationships where they've been cheated on
you.
and bring it into the news. Bring it into the news.
That's always been a case. That's always been the situation.
So let's take that on the table because we know that those situations exist, right? We know that there are people who have trauma and they're in the relationships and all that. Okay, we get that. Let's take that off the table and really just look at the focus of what it is. If you're in a relationship or whatever, and someone asks, it may not even be for a weekend. Let's not throw anything out there and ask, oh, can I hold your phone real quick? Can I see your phone real quick? Is that really an issue? We get that we have people who lie. We get that we have people who have secrets. We get that there's people who have past traumas. Let's take that out in a perfect world. If your person you are with asks you, can I see your phone? Can I hold your phone real quick? Is that really an issue?
No, it's not. I'm just saying it's weird because I'm just saying because I could see if you didn't have a phone. I'm saying, what's the difference between my phone and your phone?
Listening
no, I hear you. I'm just trying to figure out what's the difference between our phones, though. That's what I'm saying.
But that's just what I'm saying. It all of that. Don't take all of the extra off the table and really just look at the question. We know what people can do. We know people got their own phones. We know all of this. Let's really just take all of this stuff off of the table of the negative side, the extra questioning. Is it really an issue if someone you're with, you're committed to, you care about them, this is your thing, this is your person? Is it really an issue? Like, should it really even be an issue if they asked you, hey, can I see your phone real quick? Or let me see your phone.
Oh yeah, bare minimum
if you
answer.
walk
No,
out the
yeah,
room, or
no.
even if you walk out the room and leave your phone on the counter and you come back and they not hiding it, they sitting right there when you walk
Yeah,
in the
I've done that. I do that all the
room.
time. I leave my
But
phone open and
is
sitting
there
on the table
really,
and dip
you
out the
guys,
room. Yeah, I do that all the time.
is there really an issue? Like, what is really the issue with someone you're with asking you for your belongings?
Yeah, I've done that
And I
plenty of
want you
times.
guys to answer that one at a time, starting with Andre. Let's see what Andre say.
It should not be an issue.
Okay.
But most times you find that type of transparency is between married couples who don't have nothing to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They're
okay.
straight up with each other.
What about
Again, like they said, they not leaving that window open for no doubt. They locked
right?
in. Like it's that outside world don't even exist to them. It's like, nah. So they free with that. Here go my phone, babe. Here go my phone. Da, 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 da. They
All
secure
right.
with that.
Okay.
When you
Okay.
get
So
into like just a regular
so let's
relationship,
stop right there.
okay.
Now, Tanera, is that an issue?
No, that's not an issue. Just for a moment. I mean, no,
Okay.
that's nothing. That's
And
nothing for me.
CJ, is that an issue?
Nah.
Oh, I feel like you don't really want to. I feel like you're going with a majority.
No, I'm speaking
Tremenda. Okay, let's see Tremenda.
on personal experience.
Okay,
Well, I feel
Tremenda.
like no. My personal no. I feel like it should never be an issue.
Okay. So if we so is it fair to say that if we take all the bull crap off the table of the insecurity or maybe the cheating or the doubt, that if you are in a relationship with someone, marriage or relationship, and they ask you for something that may be yours, it really shouldn't be an issue?
No. No.
Can I buy a vial?
And you talking about me.
Look, I know CJ over there like, but I got to know why. You got
Because I'm just saying though, I mean, what's the difference between my phone and your phone? I mean, you can hold it, but why if you got a phone?
Because sometimes I
Right.
feel like
It don't have to be a difference.
yeah,
It don't have to be a difference in the phone.
sometimes I feel like we ultimately as people we can get lost in the questions and the conversations and stuff because it is like well, what's going on, or what made you ask me for my phone today?
That's what I'm saying.
Like I totally get that, but if we take all the human ego-ness out of it, it really shouldn't be an issue if who you're in a relationship with asks you for anything.
And the reason why you can get it, even though I'm wondering, like, why you ask me, ain't nothing wrong with your phone. Your battery is on 90. What you asking me for? Even though, I mean, you can get it because I don't have nothing to hide, but I'm still like, okay, wow, what's the difference between both our phones? I don't got nothing to hide. Here you go. But
see,
wow.
in the case with Tigger, she already presented why she wanted to go on the phone because she thought he was cheating with the coworker. So she already had her motive, number one. So she already knew what she was trying to seek in that phone.
Right.
So she already knew where she was going at to those messages between them two to see if she found something. The thing was, she didn't ask for the phone. She took his phone.
That's where she messed up.
And that's where everything kind of probably
But you know what, Andre, even with her taking the phone, if somebody just takes the phone, to me, that is an indication that when she's asked in the past, the mother freaker said no.
But
why? That's still another person's property, though. That's theft in a court of law. That's theft.
You go, Farrakhan.
I'm serious though. I'm saying because let's say the situation go to court because this way a lot of people get caught.
Wait, now you want to go to court?
I'm saying not in general.
CJ, wait a minute.
I'm saying real quick.
Of when Tremenda always say, she say one thing about a man, they gonna die with the lie.
No, I'm being serious though. In general, I'm saying in general though, because I've seen this happen, not just this particular topic. In general, I'm saying like other different type of situations, the way we might think a thing is right or a situation is right or how a chain of events happen is right in our eyes is one way, but let's say the situation ends up in a courtroom, that literacy and that wordplay, that verbiage is a whole different story. That's why I brought that up and said that.
If we go to court, we need to end the relationship.
Well,
That's the only reason why I said that.
Yeah.
At this point,
You
they
know
make
what? I
investment
love
for
you
it.
though, CJ, because CJ said a whole lot. Bitch, we going to court. How you
But
want?
I
That's
feel,
the only reason why I
They might
said that.
get there.
I
That's the
feel
only
like
reason
though
why I said
If
that.
seriously,
CJ slip here
my,
and be like, I am not a cheater, but we're going to court on my goddamn phone.
I feel like it's how serious you are in your relationship though. I
Yeah,
think
that's
the
true too,
more
though.
serious you are in your relationship or marriage or all of that, it's how serious you are. Like seriously, I think it boiled down to that a lot
No, I
because
agree.
usually when you like one on one and you tapped in and nothing else exists out of what y'all got going on, there's nothing to uncover. There's
Right.
nothing to be upset
But
about. There's nothing to there's
right,
nothing really there. And like I said, usually if you start going through a phone, you question something. You
Yes.
know what I mean? But
But that's
even
why
if
I
I
said let's take that. That's why I said let's really take all the foolishness of what we connect to people wanting to go through your phones. At the end of the day, if you really are in a relationship with somebody, and if you really are married with somebody, is it really an issue for your partner to ask for something of yours?
right, I
Like,
don't
oh, can
think
I
it
hold your
should
phone?
be.
Can I see your
It
phone?
shouldn't.
Can I use your phone real quick? Or if you come out the bathroom and they're in your phone. That's why I said let's sometimes take that out. Like we know people have their motives and their intentions and things like that. But even if you aren't thinking your person is cheating, you know what I mean? It's just like I told you, I did it before where I was like, I just wanted to see what he was going to say. And it shocked me. And I never touched his phone again because he gave it to me. It was like, I ain't got nothing to hide from you. So I was like, oh, okay. I might like you a little bit.
I
You
know
know?
I was dating a guy for a minute and like I have the car wash, the hurricane car wash on my second phone. I got two phones. I only got a second phone because I was getting it for my mom, but she beat me to getting a phone. So I kept the second phone because my bill was still cheap. But I
Okay.
downloaded hurricane car wash on that phone. So when he came here, he wanted to wash his car. I'm like, well, don't pay to do that because you could go on my hurricane account, take this other phone. Now,
Okay.
before I started being tapped in with him, I was tapped in because I'm just dating, trying to figure out who is for me. So it was lots of guys' numbers in the phone. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't talked to them guys no more after I tapped in with him. But I never erased it out with the phone. You get what I'm saying? I did not. I didn't even think about it twice. I gave him the phone to take it. Now he could have searched through the phone if he wanted to. You know what I mean? I don't got nothing to hide. Them numbers, yes, are still there. But you could go through text messages and some more stuff. You ain't going to see no conversations with them since I tapped in with you. You get what I'm saying? So it's not
Yeah.
the whole hiding thing. And he never came and questioned me about any of the stuff like he searched it. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? So I'm not opposed to not really going through a person's phone. I never searched nobody's phone myself. But I
Mhm.
feel like if I asked for any reason, I don't care if I felt insecure for some reason. I don't care if I have some kind of trauma from the past. I don't care if I'm just asking just to ask. What is
Mhm.
the reason that you would tell me no if we are on the same page?
Right. Yeah.
Because
That's my
you
whole
cheating
thing.
that.
So Bonita said, laugh out loud. He going too far. Like I'm not going to call the cops over a phone.
I wasn't
Okay,
saying
CJ,
that
they are
in
not feeling you in the
particular.
comment section. Okay.
I wasn't
So
saying
Raquel
that in
said, if either
particular.
of you, so Raquel said, hey Diva, if either of you are cheating, eventually it will come out.
Yes.
She said, I've never asked
We
for a
don't
phone for
search.
his phone, and he's never asked for mine. She said, I
Yes.
still have exes in my phone because I want to know who's calling me. Okay.
Yeah, that's why you don't delete contacts. So you know who to answer and who not to answer.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
Yeah.
I just feel like when you are in something secure, majority of the times people are not even asking that question. They're not.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying
And I
for
feel like even if you are in your situation and you are secure, even if you just randomly decide to say, hey, I just want to see if this motherfucker gonna give me their phone.
right, it shouldn't be a problem.
Even if you say, or the phone is left on the counter and it's just like, Oh, well, why you on my phone? Oh, because it kept ringing while you was in the bathroom. So I was like, let me see. Like, hello. And I just feel like all of that type of stuff should never be an issue. But again, like I said, I don't want to have to deal with anything from you that you don't have to deal with me. I am an open book.
That's a good question you just said, though. I need to like touch that a little bit. Now, the same people who on this line, would you feel a way if your person was taking a shower or something and the phone rang and they answered it? Would you be upset about it? Like, how would you feel if they answered your phone?
Oh, that would be fine.
I don't know. I ain't never been in that situation. That's a good question.
You ain't never been in that situation. You said you ain't never go through phone, but you had a lot to say.
No,
you said you had to call the police.
No, I ain't never had nobody just answer my phone. I don't know.
No, but you know what? That is a good question.
That's a good question. I don't know.
If your phone is constantly ringing and your partner answers your phone, is that a problem?
No, ma'am.
Because I wouldn't answer that.
The only problem is going to be, again, if it's somehow on the other line that's not supposed to be on there.
Andre said, hold up.
If it's somebody on the other line that's not supposed to be on the other line. Because I'm honestly, like, that's same way with the respect thing. You're not calling nobody house after 10 p.m. What the hell do you want? What the fuck do you want? Because you shouldn't be calling this time of night.
Thank you.
If there's something wrong, if it ain't your mama, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're asleep, so that's a good question. So if you're sleeping and your phone is ringing, or if you're in the shower or you're not around and your phone ring, I don't give a ring 1 or 2 times. Is it a problem for your person to answer the phone?
No.
You said no.
It shouldn't be because like I should know who I was on.
Thank you.
I wouldn't answer her phone though. I'll wait for her to come get her phone. No, seriously though, because why would I answer your phone? It's your phone. You answer it.
You done seen Paul number come up on the phone, CJ. You might don't be figuring like who's Paul? Like
no, he's not going to answer the phone.
No, I'll answer. I'm not going to answer it though.
To answer the phone. What CJ's going to do?
I'm going
to ask you why did Paul call you?
Who's calling? Why you calling me? I ain't going to answer it. I'm going to ask you.
I feel like if you ain't answer to find out why he calling, you should keep that same thing to yourself and not ask me why he was calling.
Hey man, who's Paul and what do you want? And depending on how you answer is whether I'm gonna still be here or not.
So you say who is Paul? All right, so let's pray. Okay, so let's practice. Okay, answer. Hey. Oh, come on, let's role play. Hey, how you doing, CJ?
Hold up, wait. Is you the girlfriend or is you the person calling my phone?
I'm the person that who phone you say you don't answer.
Not you reenacting.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, all right, so we're gonna reenact. All right, so I just got out the shower. Oh, I can't wait to get in the bed.
Oh yeah, no, your phone rang like 3-4 times. Somebody named Paul was on a I mean, who's that?
Oh. Who's what?
Somebody named Paul rang your phone like 3 times while you was in the shower. I don't remember that name. Yeah, who's that?
Oh, he one of my friends.
One of your friends?
Yeah.
I ain't never heard that name before. Wait, he from work or something?
He might be.
Oh no.
He might be.
You ain't get a black eye because you were talking about he may be.
I wanted him. He didn't say what I want him to say. All right, let's try again. All right, so who is Paul? Paul is just one of my friends. No, we don't work together. I know Paul.
Oh, okay. Where you know him from? Because he calling your phone back to back to back like something happened, like something wrong or something like. Oh, matter of fact, call him back.
Oh yeah, see now you're doing too much. You could have just answered the phone.
No, call him back.
Yeah.
No, that's your phone. You
See,
talk to him.
what I'm
Call him back.
saying?
Okay,
See, this
now
is what
what
I'm
if she
saying.
don't call him back because she feel embarrassed that she got a dude at like on her neck about calling him back, right?
No,
When you supposed to be
because
so
I can't get
secure
it
in a relationship. This is the same
because
thing, different back thing, okay?
Thank you.
because she just now
Thank
told me
you.
that he might be from work. She don't even know where she know him from.
Right,
So
see,
yeah, no,
but you
call him.
messed up with the mic.
No,
He got to
Yeah,
be
no, because I said let's do it again. And then I said, oh, he's not anybody from work. He's one of my friends. And you said, oh, well, he called you 3 times a week. You know why he was calling? I was waiting for you to say, well, what do he want? And I was going to say he want me. He called my phone, didn't he?
Oh no, see that's some smart shit. Yeah, no. What you
See,
mean you want to?
this is what this is what I'm saying though. You are, I'm not you specifically, but we're using this as an example. You are one of them people who are out there in the world that really low key wanted to fucking answer it, but you ain't want to answer it. And then when you ask the person about who this person is, you not liking the response you getting because you already feel like Paul and called too many
No,
times.
I don't want to answer it. You want to know why? Because if I answer it, I automatically place myself in a compromising position and automatically looking at the person as somebody who has no business calling when that could be anybody. That
But
could
you're
be a
going to do
distant
that.
cousin
But you're
trying to.
going to do that anyway. You're going to naturally do that anyway because it's another man.
But if I don't know who it is, I don't
Not
want to
only that,
automatically assume and
But
answer
you're
the
going to
phone
naturally, you're going to
with a
naturally
default
assume.
attitude. That's
But
why I
because
gotta.
but
That's
you're
why I'm
going to
gonna ask
naturally
her so
assume
she can
anyway.
tell me who it is.
But you're
but
going to naturally assume anyway.
right, and if you don't address
Not
it,
necessarily. Not
if you don't
necessarily.
address it right then and there, and you hold
Not
on to it,
not
every time
yeah.
the
Not
phone rings, you're
necessarily.
gonna think
Yes,
that's
sweetie.
Paul
Right.
calling at 10 o'clock
Thank you,
again. You know
Andre.
what I'm saying?
Thank
That's Paul
you.
again because you didn't
Yeah.
address it right then and there. You took a
I'm
mental
Yeah.
not.
note. You
I'm
took a
not gonna
mental note.
automatically. I'm not gonna automatically think that it's somebody that's in the wrong because I know for a fact that I have female friends that there's absolutely nothing going on. That might have been my friend from way back and just had to call me to check me to see whether I'm all right because she ain't talked to me in like six,
But your
7 months
person
to a
don't
year.
know that.
Right.
And she will know as soon as she asks me.
Well,
I'm
what
gonna
if she
tell her the
don't
whole
ask?
thing.
So
Say
what
what
if
if
Right.
she
she
don't
don't ask?
ask?
Cause
What
see,
you mean? Saying,
the transparent people gonna answer the phone right then and there. Hey, what you
Thank
yep.
doing?
you.
No, sitting here with my
Thank
wife,
you.
sitting here with
Yeah,
my
that's what
husband.
and
Hey, what you
Thank
that's
you.
where I'm coming
That's
from
the
with it.
transparent.
And
So you
that's where I'm
already know
coming
you
from
feel
with it.
secure because you like, okay, he just said that's Shelly from high school, and he makes sure he acknowledges I'm in the room. So now I'm secure. I can go ahead and do what the fuck I was doing.
And
Because
that's
I
where
don't
I'm
feel like
coming
it's
from with
nothing,
it.
it'd be wishy-washy about.
And that's
Yeah.
But is
exactly
that
where I'm
getting
coming
up,
from
going
with it.
into another room and all that, not answer the phone? Yeah, it is a
Exactly.
problem.
Exactly.
I think that it ultimately, look at me, it goes back to what the caller number 2 said on the phone earlier is that if there is nothing to be hidden, you will give the phone up.
It's nothing to
Right.
hide, right? For no reason at
Yeah.
all. Like it could be any type of reason. I just feel like when you are very serious and you tapped in with this person
And that's what
100%,
he said. He said, when you
it's
locked
no
in,
reason to
it
hide
ain't no
anything. I
question.
could just ask for it. I could ask because I'm insecure. I could ask because of anything.
Mhm.
There's nothing there that would make you tell me no.
But
Yeah.
when you
It's
risk
nothing there that would make
when
you
you
tell you
risk
no.
going to jail, when you risk turning your ass to jail over a
You
phone,
know it's something
trust
wrong.
me,
It's something in there.
whatever was up there, she would have
It's
saw and she would
crazy.
have flatlined. No, she would have flatlined. You hear me?
Yeah,
She would
Tigger
have
had big
passed
booty
out.
Judy in that
She
song
would have
probably.
passed out and then called an ambulance to get her back up and resuscitate her ass because
Yeah.
for the wrong shit.
Yeah. I
Oh
don't
my
know, y'all.
God.
I say it all the time. If you want to know anything about a person, get their phone. Like the phone was going to tell it all. Um, and I am one of those people where, I do feel like, what's mine is yours. If I'm with someone, I have tunnel vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't really have that cheating Jezebel spirit. Um,
Right.
but if you ask me for anything, TJ said, well, what if they wanted your underwear? Hey, your shit might be dirty. You feel me? Like I'm not gonna question it. I just don't, I just feel like if we're together and we are serious, as I guess like caller number 2 said, hey, some people are just really locked in to where so that type
Yeah.
of stuff, not even a problem.
It's
Um,
not.
You know, I like me. I'm also somebody. I look at people weird that when you out at dinner and they got their phone flipped upside down. I'm like, oh, what you hiding? Goddamn it!
Right.
I always
What
thought
you hiding?
that meant they had your undivided attention, and I don't even want to see what's on my
I
phone
don't need your
because
undivided
I'm paying
attention.
attention to you.
I don't need that much attention,
Oh,
nigga.
well, that's how I look at it.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
don't
even
look at
see
that
how
for
y'all.
me.
Well, actually, I do see how y'all get that from that. But
Don't
me,
look at it like that for me because my phone is up, and if you see Big Willie go across the screen, I'm answering, date or not.
no, I do, no,
Not big really.
I do get that though. But I don't like how you would automatically think that somebody hides something just because it's upside down. What if it's
Listen, I
upside
said,
down?
listen,
Because I could.
I'm courtesy of me. You feel me? I represent me. I said this is a
Nah,
side effect.
cause I heard a few people say that before, and I never liked that.
Right.
Well,
And I have to agree with him on that.
it's a,
Yeah.
to me, it's a
I never
side
liked
Answering no
that.
effect.
phone. You're not answering no phone while we out. To me, I feel like that's disrespect.
Oh my
If we're
Yeah.
gosh,
out,
give me
no,
some
honestly, yeah,
possessive, Andre.
no, honestly, if we're out
I know.
and
I
unless
feel
we
like
know
that's
there's an
fair.
emergency coming through,
We
we
supposed
should
to
be
be
no,
locked
we
in
enjoying
unless it's
ourselves right now.
emergency.
We enjoying
Oh
ourselves,
yeah, we're
honestly.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with
We're
him
Not
not.
keep
on that.
answering
I'm
the
with
phone
them
every
on that.
5 minutes
Yeah.
for no reason.
While
Like,
we
no,
here.
we spending
Yeah,
time together.
Okay.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
While we here.
And I think that is
You
cool,
do
but no,
supposed to
that's
be
cool.
locked
But
in.
I do not subscribe to that.
Yeah,
I'm with that
well,
Oh,
all the way. Like while we at dinner and you answering that phone, you shouldn't even really be looking at that phone. And I get if it's an
and that's
emergency
why
coming
it's
up and you
turned
know that,
upside down because I
but
don't even need to
like
look at it.
right. I agree with
I'm
that
with
one.
that.
I feel like it ain't.
I
I feel
do
like it
too.
ain't nothing wrong with picking up the phone and say, "Hey, y'all talking." Say, "Oh, what's up? Oh, I'm out. I'm out right now. Oh, okay. Well, call me later because I want to. My sister be out on her dates. I damn sure call and she bet the answer. So,
I mean, that's
um,
cool too. I get
That's
that,
something
but
different. That's your sister. But
I
when
don't, it ain't even,
it's someone else,
it's not even about it being my sister. I mean, this is just me though. That's why when me and Coach used to always go back and forth when we had these dating shows because he feel like you should show up as half yourself. And I'm like, yo, I gotta show up as me. It's not nothing personal. It doesn't mean that you don't have my attention. Will I sit there and have a full-blown hour conversation? No. But for me, and this is just me, right? I like to operate as much as I can when I have somebody and I'm in a relationship as I would even if you weren't there.
mm,
Just because let's say you don't go into it thinking things are going to go wrong, but my thing is let's say something may happen and we may no longer be together. And then now all of a sudden, oh, I can answer the phone for everybody who called me, but when I'm in the situation, I'm picking and choosing when I answer. So just
mm.
this is just for me. I don't really I don't know. I don't know how to not be like that. Like I'm really an open book. I'm very transparent because it's like, yo, this is me. This is who I am. We may be out at dinner and I'm going to answer the phone. Because it's like, it's something different from us being out. We just getting to know each other. And then we've been together for 15 years. And I'm not going to answer the phone for people who's calling. We've been together 15 years. Like, nigga, you know I ain't going to wear. You ain't going to wear. Like, it ain't that. So I just always try to operate in who I am from the very beginning. So there is no, wait a minute, is she cheating? Wait a minute, she acting weird. Wait a minute, no, it's not that. I'm going to answer my phone. My phone is going to be up. If you want to go in it, you can go in it. I know discretion. I know how to say, hey, I'm in the movies, call you right back, or text, hey, what's up? I'm out, I'm on a date or whatever. Or and I also know how not to respond as well. But I don't know. I just don't know how to not. I try to be like the rest of the world. It don't
I
work
don't know.
for
I
me.
just think most people come from different backgrounds, so sometimes you don't know like the full person really.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So where you may meet a person that is an open book, the next time you might meet something totally opposite than
Yeah.
that you still was attracted to, right?
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times like it ain't like all of this stuff just appear at the table at the beginning. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like sometimes
Right.
you gotta learn a person and stuff like that, and their insecurities might not even show all the way at the beginning.
Right.
Because you could be the very open person who still have your exes that you talk to and all of that, because you could be a person that is like good with conversing to or something like that. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
they might call you because they like your word that you give them, like you are real about the stuff you speaking on or whatever, and they not talking to you telling you no bull trash all day. You get what I'm saying? So you find yourself might leaning into them. They is your ex, but you're not even looking at them like that no more. You get what I'm saying? And this new person you get in your life not used to that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So they might play this off at the beginning like this, almost like my brother at this point. You get what I'm saying? And they might act like they okay with that at the beginning, but at some point it's gonna be like your brother calling you a little bit too much. Like, what's up with that?
Exactly.
And your brother might be calling you because he going through with whoever he with. So every 2 seconds he calling you like this is what's happening. Oh my God, like I can't, because he trusts your word. You get what I'm saying? Your new person ain't never had this experience.
Right.
So he don't even know how to deal with that or take that. So he played it off at the beginning, but at some point the curtains is going to fall where he ain't with it no more. Like, nah, that nigga can't keep calling you all day. Like, what's going on?
And that's why I always like to, and that's why it's like for me, I just always have like prided myself on just being who I am straight from the door, because it's not too many things that's going to change. And of course, you know, like I said, that there's always that discretion, but at the same time, it's like, yo, whether you decide to be here or not, like this is my life is still going to go on. Like, this is what my life is going to consist of. You know, not everyone is in a relationship. Not everyone has somebody that they can talk to. No, I'm not pillow talking with you either. I do know how to pick the times and, you know, when it's appropriate to do so, but I don't feel like there's anything wrong with my phone ringing and I'm like, okay, ignore it. And then I get a text where they keep calling. It's like, wait a minute. Hey, what's up? No, I'm out right now. I'm gonna call you back. Oh, what you on a date? Yeah, I'm on a date. I'm gonna call you back. All right, and that be the end of that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with anything like that. None of my, will I sit and just have a full-blown conversation? No. But if my friend or whoever is calling me during that time, mother, sister, brother, and they're having a crisis, I'm definitely going to talk to them in that crisis. I'm definitely going to do that. And again, some of this could be learned behavior as well, just because shout out to my cousin. I know that there was times where I was going through a lot of things, and it wasn't really until she passed that I was like, damn, she really gave me a lot of time, that even she would be on the phone with me when I was going through, and she would be out at events, banquets, parties, meetings. Even if it wasn't us talking on the phone, she would be texting me. So we would text about it. So I feel like for me, a lot of that, you know, everything is not always about someone sneaking and doing something wrong. It's just sometimes some people need you there for them during that moment, with whatever that moment could potentially be. You know, so for me,
that is true.
Yeah, and so for me, it's like, because she is like my shero, and I've always said like, oh, I want to be just like her, like to just be there, because there were times where, and it wasn't just myself, other people needed her as well. She was like that, you know what I mean? And I just feel like sometimes you could be the thing that's keeping somebody from spiraling, or if they aren't spiraling, you know, she would say, oh, I'm gonna be out and be there for an hour. If she could be gone for an hour and we ain't talking right, and I'm over this bitch going through. But even if I text 40 minutes into her hour, it's not a problem. If she's not responding, it's just like, hey, I'm just keeping you up to date with what's going on. And so for me, I've always been like that. It also could also be the side effect that I'm a mom. You know what I mean? I'm going to answer my phone. I'm going to see what's going on, just because it's like ain't nothing ever that too much busy, whereas though I can't answer the phone. I mean, it's been times where I've been getting it in, maybe team out for y'all, but I'm getting it in. I'm like, why she keep calling me? Hello, girl, I'm gonna call you back. I'm getting time. You know, so I am that person. And then my mother or my sister may be like, I ain't need to know all that. And I'm like, well, you kept calling, you know. So I'm that person. I've always been that person. And I understand that everybody is not like that as well. But we definitely have to me, I just like to normalize what my life is like, whether you're going to be here or you're not.
Right.
All right, I have a shake the table question with that. Like, okay, being that you are having these personal questions with your cousin, right? Because you might be going through at a moment or anything, like, and you have a dude that you like a million like tapped in with, like you all the way tapped in, and you know, you might can't go to dude about certain stuff, which hopefully, you know, we all wish in life that we could go to somebody that you with for everything, but that doesn't happen all the time. But
Right.
if he was feeling a little shaky about you always jumping to the phone calling your cousin with whatever issues is, and you're not really like saying that to him, so now he has a question about, like, are you really on the phone talking to her? You get what I'm saying? And he actually got your phone.
Yeah.
Are you getting it,
That's
Are
funny
you
because
getting it, Tony?
you know what? That's funny because I have actually experienced that. And for me,
Hey,
is that a song?
hey.
What is that?
That's your
That's
phone,
me,
girl.
acting fool.
I don't know. What the hell is that?
You disturbing the groove, girl.
Oh, so I don't know. For me, that's my baby. So it's like I will cut you off. I don't care who you are behind her. So it for me, it's one of those things where that was an issue because, like I said, sometimes within partners, end up getting jealous and not knowing that you're jealous, and you could be jealous of somebody where that's not even that type of situation. And they did, and I had somebody did feel like, man, you always talking to her, you don't talk to me. And it's like, well, I mean, that's my bestie, like that's my baby.
But your
So
person, not to cut you off, but if
yeah.
your person, if y'all at that level, he should have understood what your cousin meant to you,
No,
though.
we weren't at that level. I wasn't at that level. None of these niggas out here,
Oh, all
child.
right. Oh, all right. Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, but still though, if he was dealing with you long enough or in a close enough capacity, he should have understood at some level how much your cousin meant to you, though.
Yeah, but I think that us as people, we naturally get jealous. Like you have people
I
who
mean,
get jealous
but
of people who are with their children and spending time with their kids. Like we
Right.
just
you,
people naturally get jealous,
yeah.
regardless
But to
of
me, that's a maturity thing, though.
you know. And I don't know. So that's why I said I think that when it comes to that stuff and like even with the phones and stuff, I think it does ultimately just be like, if you don't have anything to hide, it ain't nothing wrong with just seeing your phone. I'm
Right.
planning on walking down the aisle with you, I'm not about to be going back and forth. Take this phone.
Exactly.
Take
Yeah.
this phone. Like, we ain't doing that. Now, if I'm always catching you doing something and all of this, and you say, well, let me see your phone, you got a lot of nerve, nigga. Get out my face. Now I'm telling you no, just because you told me no before. So it's like you could get into the pettiness of it. But that's why I said at
Right.
the end of the day, when you really do take that away, and you really because I may be feeling insecure or having a question today. That don't mean you ain't gonna have none 6 months from now. You understand? It just ain't your turn. It might not be your turn in the relationship right now. But at the end of the day, I don't have anything to hide. So I don't care if you could have all 25 of my phones and my passwords to my social media or whatever you need. I don't care. I want you. We're together. And
Right.
for me, I'm not gonna, even if it is could be your little wounds. And sometimes, like we said, some people want to do things because they ain't right. Even if that is the case, I'm so solid. I don't care if you got some shit going on and you trying to, project it on me because I don't got nothing for you. So take it. Because once I do find out, I don't rekindle. So you would never be able to come back because you done had my phone. You ain't found nothing. You getting cool to cat like that. I'm cooking. We having a good time. And then I'm finding out you ain't right.
Right. Absolutely.
It ain't no coming
You're
back
dead.
from that.
Yeah, you're dead.
Ain't no coming back from that. So I'm gonna let you do whatever you want to do because I have my privacy. Look, just don't go through my phone messages between me, my cousin, my mother, my sister, my best friend, this one and that one. Don't touch them. And anything else, I don't care what you see. Just because, like Sanera said earlier, some people tell me, share things. But even if you did and you wanted to go on my phone, you're not going to the people who you know are in my phone. You're going to stop at the people who you don't know. You're going to stop at the numbers that are not locked into my phone. You get what I'm saying? That's what you're going to do because ultimately, when you meet somebody, we aren't thinking that they're lying about anything. And then, like Raquel said as well. And sometimes you don't have to go looking because it's going to come out. But you better believe, back to what Andre said, yeah, you might see Paul name show up a bunch of times and you may not even ask anything, but baby, subconsciously, you've made a mental note of this nigga named Paul. You made a mental note. Paul called 7 times a day. Terrell called 3 Tuesday. Dante called once yesterday. You gonna be like, yo, who was these people? I remember when one of my people, I left my phone, they had my phone, and he went through. That's why I say these go through phone. He went through my phone. I didn't care, but he got mad at me because he saw that I called Big Daddy that was in my phone. Okay. And I had called Big Daddy like 4 or 5 times.
Was y'all going together?
Yeah, and he was like, no, I was like, oh, what's up with you? I was like, what's wrong with you? He was like, nothing. I was like, oh, you want to get something to eat from such? Won't you ask Big Daddy? I was like, what? Oh, Tom. I was like, what? I was like, I said, oh, that's not even what you think it is. He was like, yeah, all right. I said it's not. And guess what? Big Daddy was the name of the goddamn beauty supply store out Essex.
You know what? That go back to the comment I left earlier in the show. Remember when I said you go through looking for something, you put yourself in a position to blow something up that ain't even what you thought it was.
Yeah.
So what you doing? What you in there for?
Yeah, whole time Big Daddy's was the name of the hair beauty supply store in my neighborhood when I was younger.
See.
And he had and he freaking felt like a fool. I was like, no, I was like, Big Daddy's is the damn beauty supply store.
That's why I said she would have flatlined because she thought it was the female coworker and it could have been a motherfucking dude. She been flatlining it through that phone. Trust me.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah. It wasn't what you thought it was, sister.
Yeah.
You look for the wrong shit.
Yeah, you looking for the wrong thing. And so that's why it's like sometimes it's just like, yo, at the end of the day, I really don't care because it ain't nothing there.
Right.
It ain't nothing there. You ain't gonna find nothing. You're not gonna find anything. So you're looking for something that's not going to be there. And I just feel like, a lot of us got little secrets. Some of us got secrets. And I ain't gonna lie, there has been times where I'm like, you're not getting in my phone because I was doing something I had no business.
But then again, are you going to leave when you find out? Like, what are we doing all this for? Because if you're not going to leave, what's the point?
Situations like that. When I heard about that, I always say, let them cheat in peace. If you gonna bring up a situation or feel some kind of way or put it out there and you still gonna stay there at the end of it, don't say nothing. Let them cheat in peace. Leave them alone.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely let you cheat in peace. Surprisingly, y'all, the poll is a 50-50 split. 50-50 said yes, 50 said no.
Oh my God.
So Benita said it depends on how long we've been together and if we're married, it's no problem. So it's not a problem if you're married, but if she's not married to you, how long we've been together that you asking to go through my shiggity? So I just think that this was very interesting. I don't care what nobody say though. Big Tigger got something in that phone.
Yeah, Big Booty G.
Again, it was not the female coworker. It was some more bigger shit than that. It wasn't a female coworker.
It was Judy.
We hustling and we tucking on the floor and Mr. Tigger, it's some shit going on.
And then listen to Andre, as is kept Andre. A lot of these dudes be out here dealing with the men's.
I knew you was going to say that.
We that's a whole nother show. You hear me? A
lot of them be out here dealing with the men.
Of a different color. We ain't gonna touch that. We be here at midnight on that one. That can be next week's show. That can be next week's show.
So some of them be dealing with the men's, but yeah, I don't know. I just think it was unfortunate. And then people were saying because the son was like, Mr. Tigger, leave my son alone, leave her alone. And then some people was like, well, why he calling him Mr. Tigger and not calling him by his real name? I mean, it's just a mess when the public gets a hold of your business.
Yeah, they was doing too much.
Yes. But you guys, this was really good. You guys have any final last questions? Shake the table. Want to know anything? Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you for
It's
having
not.
me.
I learned tonight, y'all. CJ will call the police about his phone. Okay. He ain't
Right.
supposed to
Hey,
give
CJ,
up.
you do not supposed to be calling the popos, okay?
Okay.
Hey, man,
Ain't on the
we
phone.
going to
CJ
court.
getting nobody.
Mr. CJ, Mr.
Oh
We
CJ,
my
going.
God. CJ, did you look, CJ, did you ever
Yeah.
love that woman? Did you ever love that woman?
I love that man.
Love that woman.
I love that man. CJ ain't gonna really love nobody. So
Hey, yo. Oh
man,
man.
when you love that man, you looking at her right now.
Hey
You be
man.
like, wait a minute. I
Hey,
love that man.
hey
Andre gonna
man.
be like, girl, you done found everything, but I love that man.
Look,
You
I
found
love her.
everything, okay?
I love her all the way to court.
He say he lay you all the way to court. He take you to
Wait a minute,
court.
well, Andre was like, what you say, Andre, about like when you find that you crying? Like he said something when you find that you
Oh, he
crying. So
said
you
you
be
be
when you
crying,
he
honey.
said you seek and you will find, and then now you
And then
cry.
now you
now you
crying.
cry.
You calling everybody up. Let me tell you
But
Right.
look, sometimes that's still a good thing, though, because you might be
what.
crying your way onto out of there.
Yes,
You get
No,
what
they
I'm saying?
ain't. No, they
yes.
not. Cause you like you answer the phone like, here she go again. Mike done cheated again. Here we go. Here we
Yes.
go.
That's
He
why
caught
she
Look,
him
should have let
again.
him cheat in peace.
No,
And
Mike cheated again.
don't get me wrong, because
Rebecca
some of
gonna
us
get tired at some point.
listen.
Rebecca gonna
Yes,
get tired.
yes, yes. Would you say somebody eventually you look, true man, eyes Rebecca, I was tired. I was
Listen,
tired.
somebody gonna get tired at some point. You put up with it for a while. You gonna get tired at some point.
Yeah,
You
you
will.
do. And the thing too, you guys, we gotta remember too, everybody have their different has different poison.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You might can tolerate a alcoholic, a
Yep.
drug addict, an abuser, a cheater, a liar. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we all have so much that we can deal with. And that's why at the end of the day, we got to work on self because it's a root and a reason why we do stay and deal with a
Yeah,
lot of things
it is. Yep,
that
that's
we
so true.
are
Yeah.
dealing with. Because even if it comes to, oh, well, let them cheat in peace, it could be that you've experienced that in your two-parent household with your parents. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or you could have watched your single mom deal with people, or your single father be with a bunch of different women, you know, or your mother deal with men and they hurt her and she just quiet about it. So I just feel like
Right.
Mm-hmm.
it's so many different things that a lot of the times how we respond and react to things, a lot of the time is not even ours.
Right.
I mean,
You know?
love could be good when it's good, but it could be poison when it's poison, okay?
Yes.
But I mean, it still don't make how you feel about the love. You know what I mean? Whether
Them
you
soul
are
ties.
dealing with right,
Them
you know what I mean.
soul
You can
ties.
have background, like that's why I said we all coming into something
Yes.
differently. We different people. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes you coming into these things. A lot of times you get people that's the opposite of who you are. You know what I mean? And you facing stuff and trying to figure this stuff out. Ain't no book out here that teach you how to do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because everybody's story is different. So you gonna go through your little facts of life and figure it out.
I mean, look at how many of us, even in our black community, that stay in relationships when we have a baby because we want our kids to have a father or a mother or a two-parent
Yeah.
household
Been
because
there and done that one.
we didn't. You know what I mean? So it's so many things that we do. You know, it's a lot of it. And that's why it's just like at the end of the day, I feel like yo, just be as honest as you can be when you can be upfront. I feel like when you let somebody know who you are from the very beginning and things go left, or you are constantly not a confrontational man, or you didn't have a high sex drive as a woman, or you were already, you know, you had tendencies of disappearing already like in the early on in the relationship, and then we got deeper or had children or got married. It's no reason why you should be complaining because I was this from the very beginning. You said yes. You know what
Right.
I mean? When people show you what they are, you know,
Believe
and
them.
we should believe them. And that doesn't necessarily, like Tremaine said, that's not always a bad thing.
Right. And I mean, like a lot of times too, like, people can like try to warn you ahead of time because we have parents sometimes that tell us warnings. You get what I'm saying? Because they have experience. We don't sometimes when you're young. So you
Because we
still
always
trying to
think
figure
ours
it
is
out.
better.
Right. But a lot of times you're going to have your own experience to have a real lesson. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You have to have your own experiences, and a lot of them are not good. Not saying some of them are bad too. You have some good ones. You have a lot of bad ones most of the times from people I've been surrounded by. But you do learn at some point. You get what I'm saying? And everybody's story is different. You know what I mean? But still, to me, I am a person that look at everything at the bottom line. I call everything the bottom line because your story of trauma could be different than my story of trauma, but the trauma we still is the same when
Yeah.
we looking at the bottom line of it. The way it affected us both is the same. We just got two different stories of how it happened. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you have some
So,
people who can deal with break babies and cheap babies. I
right,
experienced that. I can't deal with that. You know what I mean?
right,
Like I learned that. I tried it, but I can't deal with that. I was even in a relationship with an excessive drinker. It made me say, I don't even want my man to take a sip. You know, like
right.
it, it's like you don't in
Jesus.
order to know what you want for your life, you have to learn what you don't want, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
At least
sure.
Mhm.
me, I knew I didn't want to have, and there's nothing against anyone who has, but I knew I'm a mother all my life because I had my one kid, but I knew that I wanted more out of life than just to be a mother and have a bunch of children. I
Right,
also didn't want multiple fathers for my children. I didn't want 45 different last names in my house. I don't
right.
judge anybody who has that or does that, but
That's
these
just
are things that I
your
wanted
thing,
for my
Yeah,
life.
right?
And so that made me, hey, I learned with the first baby, you know what I
right.
mean. And and even that is that's hard. So it's like I really feel like we can't really judge anyone. I remember I used to, when we used to go out years ago in my 20s, and we would see people, some people, when they would get extremely drunk, and it's like, oh my God, they are embarrassing. That's a mess. I can't believe they got him in here or got her in there acting like that. To where I got to the point where I was like, man, you don't know what that girl or what he dealt with this week. You don't know what they going home to or what they trying to escape from while they in here getting
Yeah,
splattered
show
like that.
enough.
You know,
True
so
that.
like we all have different
Yeah.
stories
Yes,
as
we do.
well. You know, I can't, some people can sit and be a stepmom. Stepmom, I don't believe the Lord put that in my prayer, my life to be a stepmom. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be nobody's stepmom. Would I mistreat your children? Absolutely not. But outside of that, it's just certain things that we can't hold against people for what we want for our
Seven.
wives, what we do
Right.
and don't want.
Because
You
everybody's
know.
story is different. Like everybody's story is different. And like everybody's people could stomp into stuff you would never stomp into and they succeed at it. You get what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's
you got
the
some
whole
people who
life.
think, oh, just because the
Yeah.
man and them live together, they say we live together, but we not together. Some people believe that. I don't fucking
Yeah.
believe. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch it. But you got somebody that be like, girl, he said that they don't sleep together, so I believe him. Like, girl, shut up. But okay,
Right.
girl, I'm right here with you, girl. He don't sleep. Look, he don't sleep with a girl, but then whoopsie, she
Let me
pregnant. You know,
let me shake the table real quick.
Go ahead,
Uh-oh.
PJ.
And
Go ahead.
oh, you cop caller.
and this and this personal experience. Once upon a time, well, I don't know, this probably don't count. But back when me and my first baby mother was dealing with each other, we had went through a situation and shit got crazy to the point where I had to leave it alone. But the way our system was set up, as far as us being watching the kids, because I work in the morning and she work at night. Even though we weren't dealing with each other no more, like trust me, I couldn't even stand the air she breathed. But the way that our system was already in place, we couldn't replace the system. So I would still have to be there, but I wouldn't speak to her. I sleep down in the living room by myself. She stayed upstairs where she stayed upstairs at.
And speaking for self, I don't give a damn. I wouldn't deal with you.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
but the
Well,
whole thing what he's saying
I'm just
is
saying
true though.
I'm just
It's
saying
true.
that was a real
It's
thing though.
real.
Oh
It is
no!
good.
Oh, you know what? It might be, but I don't believe that. They're just like saying I got to spend a night for Christmas. That's some bull crap.
No,
A
I
lot
am
of
so
people
sorry, but
do.
that is true.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
very
do.
true though.
I
A
mean, I
lot of
do
people
know
do
that a
use
lot of
that.
times people going
Oh,
tap. A lot of times
Yeah,
they will.
yeah, absolutely,
They will.
absolutely. But in
every
my
time.
real
Listen,
situation,
that is some
yeah,
bull
Right.
crap.
that was real.
A
That
lot of
that
times
was
when it
real.
be ending though, y'all really don't be dealing with each other. Y'all be under the same roof, but it be dead. It be dead until y'all really figure out how we getting out of this. Who
Yeah,
moving
showing
on
up,
first? Like
and
it
showing
really
up,
be that. That is the
and
truth.
that's
You
how
know
it
when you
was.
want
And
a
I'm
person
not
to
going to
touch
deny
you.
it. And blessed be
And
the fruit. But
yeah,
just
and
don't
that's
Yeah.
don't
how it
think
was.
I done been in that situation my own self. You ain't touching me. I don't care how much we under the same roof. I don't want to look at you for real,
Yeah,
but I feel
showing
a
up.
little stuck right now. You get what I'm saying? So I do believe stuff like that could happen, but would I roll my dice on it? No, because you might be the
absolutely
one
not.
that didn't
Yeah, that's
happen.
why I say, yeah, that's why I say I ain't mad at that because a lot of
Yeah,
people do use that as
might
an
be the
excuse.
one that's happened. So yeah, but it
Yeah, I
do
mean, I know,
happen.
and I think, and I believe that that kind of happened, you know, although when it was me and my baby daddy, he was still, you know what I'm saying? But, um, but, but outside, but outside of that, yeah, no. So that's why I say stuff like that is a no go. That's why I don't really care for the people with children. Like, I'm just not putting myself in certain things. So yeah, no, we're not. I don't care if the baby
Yeah,
did. I
you
don't
just
care if
not
the baby
chancing
daddy
it. Now
if
I
the
ain't mad
baby
at that though. You know what I mean. You know
Me
what you
neither.
can. You
Me
know
neither.
what you want and what you'll take your chance on, and you know what you won't take your chance on. Ain't
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
right.
Yeah, I ain't
That's
taking my
true.
chances.
I'm
Fuck
with
that.
you though. I'm not with nobody who live under the roof with the baby mama, none of that. I don't care. And I be
Yeah.
having purity faith in anything. Like I said, when you come into stuff, most of the times you're not coming in asking questions. You're trying to go off a person's word. What are you questioning? You don't really know them, so you're trying to go about what they telling you. You know what I
Right.
mean? A lot of times when stuff start coming up is why you start asking questions. It has to be something that make you question things or want to look at a phone or any of these things. Like
Mhm.
something happened to make that happen most of the times.
And I think
Some
that
of it can
people
be
who do that are
innocent.
very strong. You know, certain stuff is just not in me. But I think that
Right.
people who do that, I have to take my hats off. Like, damn, how you do it? I'm there. Not I said
And
the
see,
game.
but that is all about building your own strength though. Because
Yeah,
really it's your strength that you're building at the end of the day. It ain't
yeah,
even got nothing to do with the other person. You have to be strong for yourself. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? You have to be able to not do certain things for yourself. Like,
yeah,
this affects you, work on that.
yeah,
This is something that'll get to you, work on that. You work on that for yourself. I don't care about whatever the other insecurities is. You work on that for you at the end of the day because that's going to help you come into something without really letting a lot of stuff bother you,
yeah,
which is the smarter thing. You get what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
but we gotta go through some things to get to those things, though, right?
Mm.
You're gonna have to go through some experiences to even get there to teach yourself the lessons that this is ain't about other people most of the times. That's why you have to really be looking at yourself and what you had to do in things because a lot of times you don't look at you like what role you played.
yeah,
Sometimes you can't look at yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes situations feel like the other person brought that to you.
yeah,
But it's like when you were accepting to a lot of things, you played a role in that.
yeah, absolutely.
You
Mm.
get
Because
what
ain't
I'm
nobody
saying?
putting no
And
gun to your
sometimes
head and make
that's
you
hard
stay
to look
there.
at. It's hard to look at that in yourself because it's like I came into this a good person. I'm a good woman. I'm a good man. I didn't do no harm here. But you still sitting in a situation knowing it's no good for you. You have accepted that. That is something you accepted for yourself. That's
Hmm.
your part.
Absolutely,
This part is
absolutely.
yours. And you might not look at that because you're just looking at how good you are and what the person doing to you. So you just really looking at this thing's happening to you.
Yeah, that's the
But
self
you set
accountability
that
part. I
right.
personally learned my lesson like that. That's how I learned how to take accountability and move on from situations. That very thing that you speak of right there.
Hmm. But that's a hard part to get to when you
It
got to
is.
look at you.
It
It's
is.
a hard part because
But it's a necessary
but
part though.
it's necessary. It's always necessary because at the end of the day, everything still revolve around you for the best of yourself. You have to be the center. You have to be the number one. You have to be the most important. because everything else works around you with that.
Because you're the common denominator at the end of the day.
Yes.
And you heard what Anthony Hamilton said. I'm a mess right now. Can't eat, can't sleep. What he say? He's shaking and he's stirred. He ain't worked in 3 weeks. Okay.
Damn, Anthony.
Yeah, and I think, like I say, different strokes for different folks.
Yes.
I definitely think that all situations are not the same. I definitely think that a lot of the times when there is a lot of the tension in the relationship between baby daddy, baby mama, you got to take the sleeping with each other out of it. You got to take it out. That adds to the tension and the confusion.
Yes.
And it gives false hope.
Mm-hmm. But I just pray, like, my only thing now too, like moving forward from this whole conversation of, just even being in a space where, maybe the lack of trust or whatever that is there, that a person could look in your phone or all of that. I feel like stuff like that is still something to look into about yourself. Like, are you really ready to be settled down with a person that something like that does not matter? You know what I mean? I really feel like that is some self-reflection of some sort of how serious you are of where you are at right now with a person. You know what I mean? I feel like when you really get to know the people that you really feel like is your life partners, there is no questions there for nothing.
Yeah.
There is. At least I would want to go into something like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes these seems a lot not realistic because of all of this garbage we fed today. And the way we look at things today, which I think a lot of this craziness is pushed today. But when you really about the person you with, there is no questions. There is none. There is none. Zero.
If you leave the relationship with that transparency, it's going to carry all the way through.
But that's why I'm saying that is why it's how serious you are with the person.
Right.
It's the realisticness of it. Now, we do know that evidently when all of these things start coming up and they are an issue, that really tells you how serious this is.
Right.
It tells you the seriousness of where you are to me. I want to be 100% transparent with a person I'm with. I will hope that I get the same thing. Does not mean I will.
And then there's something that you said earlier too, where it was where you said, hey, well, what if your partner comes to you and say, you did this a little bit. It may not even be you. It could be some things from my past, or it could be something that came up in me from childhood that you did this, that triggered that. Do you mind me going in your phone? Just, I'm not thinking you're doing anything, but this is just the space that I'm in. I feel like, I would want to be able to do that with my partner or my husband, and they be able to say, babe, look, you know what? I understand that this is what you're dealing with. Yeah, go on the phone, girl. Goddamn it.
Right.
And then when you go on the phone,
when you go
on the phone now, you got to go in there, you got to go to the supermarket and do all that. Like, I think that we should be able to be in a space where we can come to our persons with our insecurities, with our issues, our inner issues, and feel like, I don't like that word safe, but feel like there is no judgment, there isn't anything wrong, that this is not going to cause an issue, because that's where the listening ears come in, where she lead to the other dude because he listening to her about, man, this man gonna die. He listening to the other woman. But if I could really come to you and say with the same thing I would say to my homegirl, like, yo, I know he ain't doing nothing, but I don't know, such and such used to do stuff, or this. I'm like, I want to look in his phone, but I don't want to make him mad. I don't want to sneak and do it. I just want to ask him and he do it. But this is just the space I'm in. And I know Darrell is a good man. You get what I'm saying? It's like, to meet Darrell and say this, and for Darrell to be like, babe, if it's going to make you feel better, if it's going to help you, she may not never ask for your phone ever again in the whole relationship.
Darrell got that app on his phone.
He might.
CJ.
He might got that app on the phone. Look, you know why CJ said he got the app on the phone? Because that type of relationship that we're describing sounds like it don't goddamn exist.
But I think too, like a lot of people stop thinking for themselves today. I think like out here now, so many people stop thinking for themselves, like because there's so much narratives pushed everywhere about everything. They make you feel like right, like they make you feel like this is supposed to be this way and these things are supposed to be this way. But literally, when you take yourself outside of all of these things you're hearing and listening to every day, who are you and what do you really want? Who are you? And I mean, like, these are questions you have to ask yourself. I always tell my kids, you got to ask yourself the tough questions. Sometimes when you in a bad spot, it helps you to ask yourself the tough questions about self and other things. And you got to answer yourself real. Don't make up crap. What do you really feel like? If you in
sometimes you gotta be like, yo, do I really want to be here, or is this my lonely keeping me here?
Yes, and I'm telling you, when you telling yourself, what's the real answer though? At the end of the day, don't say what you think supposed to be what's said. What do you feel like? What is your real answer to that?
But
we need to do that.
You know what's crazy about that though? A lot of people don't even get themselves the chance to do that because along with all these narratives that's getting pushed around, is a million distractions to add it on to each of them narratives to where people don't even have the time to even sit with themselves because it's always something to distract you and get into where you don't even be, a lot of these people don't even know themselves, which is why that's all they following is the narrative that pushed. Everybody running around saying and thinking each other, whatever social media and society say, oh, this is what it is because it's on the internet. That's what they said.
So true. So true. And that's what people need to do too with all of these things. That's why I think it would even add to this conversation we having today, social media. You know what I mean? And how they push certain stuff, like how they make you feel like, it's a separate. Like, why would you be separate from the person you feel like is your person? It's no reason to have a separation there. Why are we separating anything? It's no question. If I'm with you, you my person. I feel like you my person, and we doing life together.
That's always been crazy to me.
Right, it's no separation. Do I care about you looking at my phone? Hell no. You my person. What question? It's nothing there.
I don't understand it.
Nothing there. You get what I'm saying? But that is the societal thing that, be like, even
adding like, look, you looking for something, and when you go through it and you don't find nothing, you owe me an apology. Because people don't like
you look through it and you see something that question you, why we not talking about it?
Exactly.
Right.
Why we not talking about it? See, they be erasing the whole thing that we can do. You get what I'm saying? But the only reason that exists is because it be stuff to hide. See, when it's stuff to hide, you're going to flip.
Yeah.
You're going to go crazy. If this about my family and it's personal, why I can't tell you that?
Right, yeah. Why I can't tell you that?
Might not, you might don't feel comfortable. I was having a really personal conversation with my cousin. I didn't feel like I could really talk to you about that right now. You know what I mean? But you can look and see this is who I was talking to. They can look it up and see, oh, 8:15, she was talking to whoever.
Just like I said earlier, dude should have knew that Candace's cousin was this type of particular person to her. Like he should, not saying that he shouldn't have felt no kind of way, because I can't say what a person should feel, but I feel like he should have had some type of level of understanding where, like, why you jealous of that?
But I get it. I get it sometimes if they jealous too, because they could still come from a background that you have gone wrong. You're growing in the comfort of stuff. You get what I'm saying? Your comfort zone was already built for you. So you know what you have to give. You get what I'm saying? But that person don't come from that. You know what I mean? So now when they come in and they trying to figure it out. So even though they looking at you, they see that you talking to your cousin, they hear you talking to your cousin, but still,
like, damn, what's wrong with me?
Right. But they have to grow into a comfort of their own. They've never had that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times people be wanting you just to do things too, just so they can be a part of it. And it be those same very people that you ain't even with. You know? Like, you want me to do all of these things and you ain't, I don't even talk to you.
Ain't even that serious. Yeah, sure enough.
Like, I don't even talk to you anymore. And you wanted me to stop talking to who? Or you wanted me to confide in you for what? Just for you when the minute you get upset, you ready to
Yeah,
leave.
you got to throw it right back. Yeah.
Feel it.
No.
I just know, like, at the end of the day, you got to know who you are. You got to know what
Yeah.
you feel. You got to know everything about you. That is the number one thing. You know what I
Trust
mean?
is
Because
earned. Certain stuff is
anything else
earned.
you pull, when you pull anything else in life into you, you got to know you first. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be people you pull into you that have everything you might don't got. Some things you got, some things you might don't got, and you gotta be figuring that out.
Yeah.
You gotta be figuring it out. And you could be in different stages in life. They could be in different stages in life than you. You've been through stuff, or you haven't been through these things, and you still coming into people's lives who have the opposite of what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And
You
not
get what
only
I'm
that
saying?
too, like as the older I get and the more I grow and learn and stuff, yo, some stuff has to be earned. Like access to certain things has to be earned. Can't
Exactly.
just can't just give it away. You know what I mean? And it's like then you feeling like somebody that walked away with all your stuff.
Mm.
It has to be
Like,
earned, you
if
know.
we dating for 6 months. No, you're not going through my shit. Like, we ain't even serious yet. You might be gone next month. So why are we going through this?
Oh,
Like,
child,
no.
I had talked to somebody for what was it, about 90 days, 5 months, went through that phone and was thanking the Lord I did.
Put time in. Like, no.
Okay. Thanking the Lord I did. That was the best thing the Lord did for me.
Mm.
Time
But
is.
sometimes too, you gotta know that you are put out in this world to put a message out. Everybody not meant to be in your life. Everybody not meant for you to stay.
Absolutely.
Everybody not meant for
Absolutely.
you to coddle. Everybody not meant for certain stuff. Some people might will. And guess what? When they there, they was meant to be there.
Yeah.
When you find
Everybody got a
yourself doing
season.
certain stuff, they meant to be there. When you find yourself doing certain stuff, they meant not to be there. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you
Absolutely.
have to figure that out. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like you could give a message to everybody.
Yeah.
You can give
Absolutely.
a message to everybody, but some people you're gonna have to give that message. You gotta keep it moving.
Yep.
Okay.
True.
It ain't
Absolutely.
meant for you to try to keep pushing them and all of that. No, Negro, you was meant to get this message. Guess what? Here, message. What they say in the old the old
Yeah.
Spike Lee stuff. Message.
Message.
Get this message, and I'm gonna keep it pushing.
Yes.
True.
At least you put it out in the air. They might not get it today. They might get it 6 months from now. I get
Yes.
stuff 6 months from now all the time. I love everybody because they show me stuff. Okay. And I think you learn stuff until the day you die. You give it to me.
Absolutely.
You right. Your mind might be set as something. I'm telling you, sometimes you see something else and it just taught you something else at some other time.
Yes.
Yep. Sure enough.
So, you
Yes.
know, you just gotta keep your mind open to keep your mind open. You don't have to believe it today. You might believe it tomorrow. You might never believe it. Who knows?
Well, this was fun, you guys. We've been on here almost 3
Oh,
hours.
Andre and CJ
Yeah.
and
I
Benita.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you guys joined us. I'm so glad that you guys have
Yeah.
been calling in lately. We're gonna have to keep on doing this.
Yes, you gotta open the lines. Open the lines.
Oh,
You can't type all that crap in all the time. You gotta talk about it.
yes. Do you guys have any last words before we disconnect from the 215?
Well, I do. I enjoyed everything. Candy Coated. I enjoyed it. I enjoy Andre, everybody who on this line, CJ, Andre,
Absolutely.
Benita, and my girl, uh Sonara. You know what I mean? Like, yes. Next
Like,
time, next week, let's do the same thing.
Yes,
likewise.
it is the big, it
Likewise.
is the big, and
Likewise.
next week we're gonna
It
be
was
here doing
good.
the same thing, all police aside, CJ. You feel me? All right. Well, thank you
CJ,
guys
I'm on your neck.
for
CJ, I'm
joining us.
on your neck.
Thank you guys for joining our show tonight. It has been completely fun. I am glad that you guys was here, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.